Hey everybody, and welcome to a skanky wild ride with Steve-O. We've got Big J Oakerson of Legion of Skanks fame. He's a legendary stand-up comedian, and if you know anything about him, you know he doesn't hold anything back. So when we start talking about the juiciest scandals in the world of stand-up comedy, you know he's serving up the juice. Plus, this guy knows so much, he could work for TMZ. I'm telling you. It's juicy as hell, and it's coming at you from the road of my bucket list tour. And on the road with me on my bucket list tour right now is my fiance, Lux. And today we walked around Alabama. Frankly, I have no idea how she was able to walk after the boning I served her last night.
It's true, baby. You really pounded me.
Yeah, and when I bone my girl, you know I've got a serious boner because I use Blue Chew tablets. What's that? It's a delicious tablet with the same active ingredient as both Viagra and Cialis, except it costs just a fraction of the price. And man, does this company, Blue Chew, love the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast because they're ready to hook you up with an entire month's supply absolutely for free.
Oh.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like an average month supply, or?
Well, a month of boning, basically. Oh. Yeah. And it's awesome. You go to bluechew.com. You don't have to even see a doctor to get the prescription because you can consult with the medical provider right there on the website. It's fast, it's easy, and if you use the promo code STEVO, like I said, you get an entire month's supply absolutely for free. All you have to pay is $5 for shipping.
That's great.
Yeah, and if you're on the fence about this, wondering, is taking Blue Chew tablets a lot of fun? Does it give me an extra, raging boner? I can answer that for you. Yes, it's a lot of fun. Lux can answer that for you.
I second it. It's a lot of fun.
So, go to bluechew.com, use the promo code STEVO, $5 for shipping, whole month for free. Now, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Big J Oakerson.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's the first podcast that I've done without either Scott Randolph or the gorgeous Paul Brisky.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hope I pull my weight.
And it's also the first podcast with our new guy, TK.
What's up?
TK looks like he knows
Wait,
what
you
he's
don't
doing.
have a microphone, you stupid schmuck?
Oh, yeah, I got here's my microphone, yeah.
Damn, this fucking guy goes around whistling all the time. He doesn't even know he's doing it.
Yeah.
He just
He
whistles?
just whistles. It's the creepiest thing.
Are you a great whistler?
I'm a great whistler and I'm very happy, but it's a problem to some people.
He says that I'm angry at him for carrying a tune in his heart.
Yeah, maybe. Too much joy. Also, I think when someone whistles, especially along with music, they really are trying to let you know they know the song.
Okay.
I just feel like that's
He's full a cappella, dude.
a cappella.
Yeah.
Nothing behind it. Just a one-man band to whistle.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could beatbox too, but you guys
Really?
do your thing, yeah.
No, I love TK.
What a
TK's
skill set.
yeah. TK's a very, very competent producer and editor.
Competent.
Yeah, he's
He's an accomplished, I thought, right?
not
Nope.
competent. He's a very, very
There's a job to be
passable.
done, and he gets it done. Do I like the way he gets it done? Not always. Son of a bitch, it gets done.
As long as he doesn't whistle.
Wendy, he's a very passable producer and editor. But yeah, man, thank you
He's
so much
top
for
of his field at this price.
Thank you so much for doing this,
Oh,
dude.
man, thank you for having me.
What a schmuck I am. I've got this just obnoxious, fucking humongous piece of shit RV, which I wrapped in an attempt to disguise it as a tour bus. And of course, he can't drive a big ass bus into New York City.
Yeah.
So I hit you up and said, man, hey dude, can I get you to leave New York City to go meet me in somewhere in fucking New Jersey?
Oh, this is the fuck hotel strip.
Oh, is it? Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's borderline. It's because some of them are nice enough that they're considered airport hotels, like Newark airport hotels.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's This is, get a hook. There's probably some lot lizards hanging out in these places. Jersey lot lizards.
Yeah.
Still have bangs.
If it wasn't bad enough that I made you drive to New Jersey to come meet me, then when you get here, I sit you down and inundate you with over an hour of video of me performing stand-up.
I enjoyed every second of that. That special was great.
Well, thanks, man.
Wild things you're willing to do.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's not even a special. That's just what I'm touring with now, and I could not be more grateful for you to have sat down and watched it.
Oh man, absolutely.
You and I did stand up together for the first time almost 12 years ago.
Yeah, Caroline's Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Steve-O and friends. It was me, Will Sylvans, and I can't remember who the third person was.
Gino Visconti.
Gino Visconti.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Gino doesn't believe in COVID now.
Oh, yeah?
I think Gino's gone full conspiracy theory.
Well, COVID is over, isn't it?
By all accounts, I think. I mean, I'd like to hope so.
Yeah.
I flew in between trips. I did the Nashville Festival last week. I did a Kid Rock comedy jam.
Oh, are you serious? Did Kid Rock do comedy?
He did, yeah. So he more just hosted and did like a joke or two here and there. Told a story here and there.
Wow.
It was pretty neat. Came out in a pimp cape, the big fur coat and everything. So we did all the Kid Rock stuff. He really did hilarious. I was so excited because we're supposed to do the Kid Rock comedy jam at the Ryman Auditorium where he was hosting a stand-up show. And then afterwards to go over to Kid Rock's Honky Tonk, his bar, where he was going to be part of the goddamn comedy jam. Have you ever done that with Josh Adam Myers?
I have. I never want to do it again.
No?
Not that it's
Love it.
It's a great form of comedy. It's a great show. I'm not much for singing.
No? I don't know. I love it so much. I have so much fun doing that show. But that was happening at Kid Rock's bar afterwards. So we all did the comedy show, and we all migrate over to Kid Rock's bar. And, I was so excited. First of all, I had to be talked out of for weeks to not do a Kid Rock song at the comedy jam. Because they were like, he's not going to like that. And I was like, all right. So then I picked my song I was going to do, and we went to the comedy jam. Kid Rock hung out for 40 minutes tops and was gone. And the rest of the night was just a letdown. You're like, oh, I thought we were going to be doing this with Kid Rock. And he split. But it makes sense. He should have split.
Yeah.
It was at his place. He was over it.
I mean, he should have waited and come for the last 40 minutes, right? Be there at the end.
Yeah. I've been here the whole time. No, he hung in the back. And then I kept... it reminded me of looking down the street for my dad's headlights when I was younger. Like, this is probably him. Nope, not him either. Oh, there's one's probably. No, because when I first thought he left, just based off the way this person was dressed, way across the room, I was like, oh no, he's still here. As Kid Rock was wearing a trucker hat, he had 2 braids in his hair, and he was wearing like a softball T-shirt kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I stared at a guy, telling everybody who'd come over, I go, relax everyone, Kid Rock's still here. It's that guy over there. And to the point other people believed it. And then that guy made his way over. He was just some guy who was a fan of ours. He was like a big, and I realized what it was across the room. I thought he had sports spec glasses. It was so the opposite of Kid Rock, of how nerdy this guy was. The things I thought were his cool braids were just his dangling glasses around like a camouflage, duck hunters thing. It was in.
I like Kid Rock.
His music and stuff?
I mean, I don't know if I care that much about his music. Not to put it down, and for that matter, he's the most fucking talented musician. I mean, this
plays
dude,
everything on stage.
Yeah, he walks around the stage and plays every single instrument. It's unbelievable. And then, one time where there was a party, and he just barged up and took over the DJ booth, and he was just going off, and the dude is unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to become best friends. I was going to go trumper for him, whatever he wants. He's going to sell out hard.
He's always been big on the Republican Party. I remember doing some extracurricular partying with him for many, many hours.
Yeah.
And him just extolling the virtue of George W. Bush, who was president at the time.
Oh, okay. So he's always been on that. Well, he's just from more vocal now. I mean,
Yeah.
his new videos are fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that's
just take
true.
them like tongue in cheek. They're so funny.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, dude, fucking the Legion of Skanks is a
Yeah.
big deal.
I hope so. It's our podcast. We've been doing that for like a little over 10 years now. We call it the most offensive podcast on earth because we thought that would save us from persecution, but nope. We thought it was getting away for a while, but no one knew who we were. Once the show started to get popular, we got plenty of the hate stuff followed up by it too.
Okay.
And some of it is awful. Yeah, it's really like
What's offensive about it?
the show. Oh, I don't think it's offensive at all. We just do like
Unless you're Corey Feldman.
unless you're Corey Feldman. That's the Bonfire. That's my Sirius XM show. We've gone to work
Oh,
on Feldman
got you.
on his music. Yeah, I feel.
I'm not gonna let you disparage Corey Feldman on my podcast.
Yeah. Oh, the guy brought his own girls to the Playboy Mansion. You know the way you do. He no, you know what it is. We actually feel terrible how much Corey Feldman actively. Again, you know when you're doing like, especially like podcasting and radio, you're in a studio, so you're just talking, and like just talking to whatever, you know, and like you feel like you're talking to your buddy almost, but people are listening all over
Right.
the place. And I never dreamed in a million years we'd get back to him how much we've laughed at his music, but it did, and we have hours upon hours of it breaking down his live performances and everything. But he takes his music very seriously, so I said it bums me out every time he gets mad or there's something someone plays for us that
Right.
he was angry about us. But I mean, he says some ridiculous things, spies and whatever. My favorite thing he said on your show, which I've heard him say before, because I did when his documentary came out, I'm like, oh, we have to watch this for sure. We have to watch this. And it didn't come out the first night it was supposed to come out.
Right,
It
it
was delayed.
streamed and then it got
Yeah.
taken over
And
the
then he goes-
stream.
but that's what it means. He's like, he comes out now. We've streamed things live many times over Gas Digital and things like that. And you know, like, it's not a perfect system. Things go screwy and get fucked up sometimes. And that's what happened, I'm sure, clearly. But instead of just coming out and being like, hey, guys, we're having problems to stream, it's always got to be like, he's like, the powers that be are coming. The circle, the choppers are surrounding us, everybody.
Right.
We only have moments left. And it's like, no one can just play the documentary, man. Like,
Right.
let's go. But, you know, it's got to be a hard thing being such like, you know, I always think it's an interesting, like, thing to watch. Have you ever met Joey Fatone?
Uh-huh.
Joey Fatone, I think, is so rad because when I first met him, it was well afterwards. You know, it was 7-8 years ago, maybe not even. We did the Impractical Jokers cruise ship together, and then we've met a couple times since, and bullshit. But on that cruise, like, I mean, when we were smoking pot on my balcony with some friends, and just like me asking the thing, I'm like, isn't that crazy? You know, at some point, you know, there was tanks driving you guys, you know, escorting you guys from the airport to a hotel in Japan. I was like, and now, you know, you're sitting on a cruise balcony with me smoking pot. Like, isn't it? And he kind of acknowledges it and goes like, yeah, I kind of like that, though, that I had that thing. And he's like, now I can, like, you know, he has money to do whatever he wants to do. He's fine. And he, like, understands and accepts that. I don't know if some people can do, I don't know if some people can kind of go like, yeah, well, we're not like
Right.
that level anymore. I think Corey Feldman was like huge. You know what I mean? At a
They're
time, like when he was
very
when he
big.
was young, he was huge. And I think horrible shit probably happened to him in Hollywood for sure, but none of that makes up for that music. That music is just, I mean, damn.
Dude, you make a good point about struggling with having been at crazy heights and that, you know, and some people are just okay with it. And
Some people just go with it. They just kind of, you know, you're able to like. Some people I think may have an end game in entertainment too. You know, it's like let me make the money I can make, and then when I'm older, who needs that anymore? You know, but I think he's been. You know, Corey Feldman had an interesting thing. He was A-list for sure at a point, and then he went to like, it kind of immediately became laughable, and then he sort of had a resurgence, but I think he thought the resurgence was everyone was like, oh, we didn't know this guy can sing. They put him on that. They raked him over the coals on that Today Show performance.
now, before this goes any further, I feel strongly about reiterating and reinforcing my eternal support for my bro, Corey Feldman. Okay? Period. I love the guy. He's my friend. Okay? I consider him to be very smooth. Just like my face Because, dude, I use Harry's products, and I gotta tell you about them. It's like the highest quality 5-blade razor that you can get. I mean, there is no better razor, and they're so affordable. Plus, they're gonna hook you up with the starter kit, which is everything that you need. And it comes with a weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor, a killer travel cover for the razor, and, dude, it's a value of $13, which is how affordable Harry's is, but they're going to give it to you for $3 because they love the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast. All you got to do is go to harrys.com/Stevo, and for $3, you're going to get this killer weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor, travel cover, comes with foaming gel. I mean, dude, I don't go anywhere without it, man, and neither should you, and you should support the podcast right now by jumping on this killer deal by going to harrys.com/Stevo. Okay, now we can talk about the legendary Today Show performance.
Because he went out there and dressed like Assassin's Creed and did, Christ knows what you want to call that performance. It was wild, with a bunch of teen runaways standing behind him. And then he was like... Everyone, made fun of it, and he was like, everyone said the same.
Right, of course.
Like, that was great on your show, too. He's like, how can everybody have had the same hatred towards it? It's impossible. Like, no, it's not. But then when they brought him back, because it was like, oh, you can almost hear them when he's like, I'm going to come back on and play another song. And they were like, oh, they're like, holy shit, dude, he's going to do it. Yeah, dude, sure, get back on here. And he's like, that's why they had to bring us back. It was the most virally watched video ever. And it's like, I don't think he gets it. Like, they're laughing at you.
Yeah.
They are. They're laughing at him. And I think that's almost like shitty. We're also doing it. But I also, more that, like, he doesn't, like, something in his world presses him forward to just be like, no, this is important music. Versus being like, also, I've never, like, Johnny Depp, because he's in the news so much now, always kind of fancied himself more of a musician, but he just kept A-list acting. Do you know what I mean? Like, in his mind, he's like, I'm more of a musician than a... It's like, sure, I guess. But, like, he's an actor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he was a...
Well, another one, Billy Bob Thornton.
When he got mad on that radio interview?
You're not allowed to talk about his movies because he's a musician.
Oh, that was something where it was like, I think Maynard from Tool did some tour around where he was like... He's like, just the wine stuff. And he goes, are you fucking shitting me? Like, okay, I have one question. What's with the wine stuff? He's going to start talking to me about different vintages and stomping processes. I go, dude, please talk to me about Tool. Please, God, talk to me about Tool.
Yeah, or at least, like, Pussifer.
So, yeah. Give me a perfect circle. Just, a little ditty from one of the old days. Something crazy happened with the Chinese guy playing guitar. Yeah, I think some people just do, and I think he's a guy who just is having a hard time processing. So I think in his mind he's like, I'm still, like, hugely famous, but it's like tabloid fodder now.
And, well, I fiercely back my homeboy, Corey Feldman.
Hell yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I back him also.
Right. And I back you, dude.
Thank you.
You know that you've seen my tweets where I name you as...
You've always been very generous and great to me with that, man, and I appreciate that. So that means the world to me.
My favorite comedians. I've named 2 people my favorite comedians, you and Ian Edwards.
Hell yeah. Ian did my storytelling show at Moon Tower this last week. Yeah, Ian's great.
Yeah, I think I'd love to see that, like, you're coming up.
Yeah, the last couple years have been, like, good. It's the broadcasting has been great.
Right.
I mean,
so how does podcasting compare to the Sirius XM radio?
No rules in podcasting really with what we do. It's all it's in-house. It's our podcast network.
Right.
We know what we're able to put up or not put up on YouTube. So, like, we give, like, pieces of it on YouTube, but for the most part, it's a subscription service, and we give I think, like, the newest 15 are always free or something. But I always mess those things up. But it's and then Sirius is like Sirius. What I like about the radio is it's discoverable. Like, people just driving in their car put on the channel randomly, and, like, we come on. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, podcasting, like, you have to hear about it from somewhere. I don't think people just happen upon it.
I wonder, man. Like, there's so many stations on Sirius. You think people
There's
really
very few. Very few comedy talk ones.
Okay.
In the comedy thing, there's only like it's Faction Talk is us, and they have Comedy Central has pretty much gotten rid of all their talk radio now. Howard Stern, and that's really it.
Okay.
Like, there's no more just like and then news stuff. But like, if you're gonna go through like looking for like comedy shit, like we'll just come up, yeah.
All right. And you spend about equal time doing podcasting and Sirius XM?
No, Sirius is 4 shows a week, 3 live and 1 pre-recorded, and then podcasting is 3 shows a week, but it's shorter. They're a little bit shorter. The radio has to go like 2 hours.
What's bringing in more revenue for you?
Revenue? It's hard to tell because the thing is, like, I mean, they both. I guess probably Sirius XM, but at the end of the day, all this stuff is, and I love it. I think broadcasting scratches the same itch as comedy in many ways, but like it
seems more like podcasting than comedy, right?
Yeah, but then it comes like what it's done for me is the road, like people coming out and seeing the live comedy. That's been like the best thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're just broadcasting, you better be the best. You know what I mean? Because like there is so much out there. Like, how do you rise above if you have no name for it? So they've all helped each other. Is like me doing stand up and being able to get on the road more.
Right.
Letting people know what I do and that I have. I'm surprised how many people know me from just comedy when they come out. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you have a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." I assumed everybody here was from the podcast or the radio show.
That's great. And you're like, I see you in the comedy clubs, the whole thing. Like, you're headlining weekends.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. Yeah, I've been running around a ton lately too. I took all those things when COVID was here, and it seemed like everything was getting canceled anyway.
What do you mean you took all those things?
I took all these gigs.
Oh, gotcha.
Like when COVID was here, and he was like, I did that all like for the whole 2 years. They kept offering stuff like they're gonna open in May, and then in May you could have a weekend here, and then May would come, and it wouldn't happen at all. So then eventually, though, they were like, "Oh, COVID's over," and then you're like, "Oh, I have 15 weekends in a row. I have to go on the road," and they're all over the place.
Wow. What was your weirdest show that you did during the pandemic?
Oh, me and Dave Attell did one.
Some drive-in shit?
The drive-in show.
Dude.
I only did one of them, and the thing about my comedy is it's wordy. It's a lot of like long, like intricate bits that have like several things happening and long stories, and reference heavy. I do the references because I've told a lot of the comics this advice. I'm like, throw out the most ridiculous references to pop stuff from your childhood or whatever, because even though the bulk of the room won't get it, there's always like 5 people who are listening and like they get it. They're laughing and go, those people are fans for life. But you could hear those like 10, 15 laughs on those things. With the car thing, at least one we did, because I've heard it's also blinking lights sometimes, but like
blinking lights,
but the
honk
honking,
the horn.
This one was honking, was laughing, and so daunting every time they'd honk. But even worse was when I'd be like,
what do you mean daunting?
it was just like when honking historically in your mind is something bad's happening.
Right.
So you have a thing, it's like, and then I am with cum all over my face, like, you're like, it sounds like they're mad at you. Like, stop saying that.
I know, dude.
Stop doing that.
We go down the road in this fucking obnoxious RV wrapped in steel, and everyone's like, bah, bah, bah. Like it's crazy how many people honk at the fucking RV.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're mad at me.
Yeah, it's jarring, and they're just trying to be like, we love you, and can't believe you. Yeah, so it's but the funniest was, I remember, I forget exactly what it was, but some kind of weird. I'm like, and the person looked like the guy who got his throat ripped out by Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, and just hear like a car going, huh? That blue Subaru gets it over there. That guy saw Roadhouse.
Yeah, especially since you're so much like a crowd work guy. Like,
yeah, which is exactly. Nice car, people in that car. They still make Hyundai Santa Fe's? Yeah, it was. I did one and I couldn't do it. And then a lot of the outside stuff I didn't really love either. I think people it felt like people came and they didn't feel like they were part of it. I think at first everything was great because everyone was like, we're doing a comedy show now. We're being together. We're together again, even though we're outside and we're watching comedy. But very quickly it became just like people like on their phones most of the show because just outside didn't feel like they were supposed to be like paying attention. Didn't seem like a big deal.
Right. Yeah, dude.
People started doing rooftop specials and shit. I'm like, stop embracing this.
So, dude, let's talk about like celebrities who are celebrities for shit other than comedy.
Oh yeah, who are doing comedy now?
Yeah. Cause I mean I just remember too, like when I first got into it, and you were like just good to me, and we worked together, and you helped me a lot. And you know, we were talking about Jason Ellis doing comedy. We love that.
Yeah.
T.I.
Yeah, he just worked with me. Yeah, T.I. though. So sometimes it's the personality though. Anyone could jump into comedy. I'm not like I've lost the bitterness of what that would cause me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I still have my bitternesses, but that is definitely not one of them. I'm like, because whatever gets you in the like, my reason for getting into comedy is no more noble than somebody else. You know what I mean? Like anyone gets into it for whatever reason. I just did it like younger. That's what it ends up being. You're kind of like, well, I've been in it, but it's like they did something else with their life first.
Right. Have
got to
you
that
ever done comedy with Jeremy Piven?
No, I haven't.
Because I've heard positive things about his comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his comedy at all. I mean, I've liked him in movies and stuff. I didn't watch Entourage, but like Judgment Night, dude, he was great. He was the best character in Judgment Night. Remember that movie?
I do not. I don't give a fuck about movies.
Come on, dude. Judgment Night. Do you care about music though?
Yeah, I mean, sure, I guess.
That was the first soundtrack for that. Was the first thing that combined like the rap rock thing. The whole album was like Cypress Hill and Sonic Youth together. And
did you ever do comedy with Ron Jeremy?
Oh, I've done things that he was around. He was at the Comedy Cellar once. I think Dennis Hoff brought him and a couple of his girls. And they kind of slid in during the show, I think during Dave Attell. And like I would always, the Comedy Cellar at the end of the night was always like Dave Attell, then me. I spent years going after Dave Attell, which was a great school of comedy. But I think they came in to watch Attell, and Ron Jeremy has narcolepsy. Is that what it's called when you fall asleep? He has narcolepsy.
Right.
And he was in the room, but no one in the audience really knew he was there at all. And I looked over when I was on stage that I saw he was asleep. I thought it was going to be awesome that Ron Jeremy was there. But the next time I got like a big laugh, like on a punchline, I was like, everybody, that joke was so funny. It murdered Ron Jeremy. And everyone's eyes just going, and like, first they get the laugh because they're like, oh, this guy looks like Ron Jeremy. And then the second burst of like, that's fucking Ron Jeremy sleeping during the show.
Dude, I hung out with him many times over the years. And I can absolutely concur. He's got narcolepsy.
Oh, yeah.
Is he in prison right now?
He's in prison, or he's in jail waiting for his like sentencing. But he's gonna get sentenced to like 200 and some years.
Dude, it's so mind-boggling.
It's wild. He looks like Krampus.
TK,
He looks
you
like
don't
evil
know
Santa.
About this, huh?
I didn't know he was in jail for something.
For dude, crazy like rape accusations, like tons of them.
Outside of work?
Yeah, I think so, and I think also within work. Also, do you know what he was so? He's a guy that was like so used to a world. If you throw him, walk him through a room with like 10 women, varying degrees of attractive, even. The ugliest one might be like, ew, Ron Jeremy, like it's such a disgusting, awful thing. And the youngest, hottest one might be like, I'll fucking suck Ron Jeremy's dick to have the story of fucking Ron Jeremy. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he lives in a world where that approaches him so. You know, if you have half the women that you approach, and you're like, or guys coming over like, hey, my girl wants you to suck her tits.
Yeah.
And like, he almost moved when I saw him, at least, like zombie-ish to just do these things he's supposed to do. Like, hey, Ron, this is my wife, and he'd be like, titty grab, pussy slap, nice to meet you guys. Moving on. It was like, you know, like a
secret handshake.
Yeah. It was like Frank Sinatra if he was giving nut checks. He's like, hey, work in the room. Like, oh, is this your girl? Hey, is that your pussy right there? Look at that. Give her a little nipple pull.
Do you not know that he, like, at least in the past, performed stand-up comedy?
Oh yeah. I remember that joke. We used to get. It's like, everyone says I have a big penis, but it's actually only 2 inches. 2 inches. From the flua. He really had like that old like Catskills Jewish routine. From the flua.
So good. I remember I was like, yeah, I'm bummed about all that stuff, man, because I always liked Ron Jeremy, and
he was just putting his whole character, even in porn, became like a guy. Like I saw, there was one I saw. I don't know why I like these two, but it was like. He like comes into I mean it's all staged, but I mean like he comes into the room where these guys are making this porn with like a new girl or something, and like it's like almost like he's like, like checking for a show horse. He's like, let me check her teeth, and almost like, but instead of that, it's just kind of like, oh, it's nice, right? Like jams a finger in her, and then he like squeezes the base of his old dead wiener and just like stuffs that tube of toothpaste in her, and you can see her being like, yeah, I guess, like I guess we're doing porn. It is the thing.
What other celebrities got into comedy?
So T.I. is the newest, funniest
Yeah.
one for me because you can't bring gangster like rap personality to comedy. It doesn't work. It's got to all be like funny. And you see the video of him with the girl.
I remember seeing something on TMZ about it, but I don't remember that there was I don't remember watching.
It was a girl said something about like a legal case he has or something, and he just, instead of like laughing it off and moving on, she was making a joke. Like he gets like mad and he snags the microphone from her and he like sits on the stage and makes it very, very weird and uncomfortable. And it's just like, you got to be able to handle it.
What's this that
It's
I
like
saw?
comedy.
I saw some clip of James Corden like berating the guy from Star Trek.
Just randomly? Which guy from
No,
Star
no,
Trek?
it was oh my
Takai?
god, the Patrick Stewart.
Really?
And they were up at a podium at some like award show or something, and he's just berating him.
James Corden?
Like
How dare
heckling him,
he?
or is he like
Yeah.
mad at him?
He was mad. He was mad. Like, yeah, James Corden. I stumbled along.
Will Smith set the bar for mad at an award show.
Yeah, he did.
Got to come. You got to bring a flamethrower
Yep.
next time to that party. That was wild.
Yeah.
I keep getting clickbaited every day that they're like Chris Rock finally speaks out about a situation, and every time it's an article from the show the night before. He came out and said, I'm all right, I'm not going to talk about the slap, and then moves on. Like every article said, but they go, he finally addresses it, but his addressing is always like, hey, it happened, and that's all, and
Yeah.
he moves on from it
Right.
completely. How'd you feel? I'd love to hear your opinion on what you felt when that happened.
Now, whatever I say to Big J in response to this, let's be honest. The whole world realized that when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, that we all knew Chris Rock was about to make a whole bunch of money off of it, right? I mean, I just hope the guy's got his website in order with his merch store to be selling online like anybody in their right mind would be doing in this day and age. I do it. I do really pretty well with it. And the secret to my operation is ShipStation. What is it? It's a very simple interface which takes care of all of your shipping needs to fulfill your orders when you're selling online. It takes every different way of shipping, like UPS, FedEx, like DHL, like whatever it is, brings it all into one interface. No matter how you're selling online, if it's Amazon, Etsy, your own website, brings it all into one easy interface. This is how I sell everything. It's the easiest way, and they hook you up with the best rates going. Rates that are normally saved for Fortune 500 companies. It's like the easiest, it's the cheapest, and if you're not doing it, you're out of your mind, because wake up. This is how to make money in today's world. So, to get a 60-day free trial with ShipStation, you're going to go to shipstation.com and click the microphone at the top of the page, type in the promo code STEVO, and you're off to the races with 60 days of free, hassle-free, totally easy, totally cheap shipping. And I mean, dude, just if you're not already doing it, start. And if you are already doing it, do it more. And Chris Rock, that means you too. So one more time, shipstation.com, hit the microphone at the top of the page, type in the promo code STEVO, and you're off to the races. Now, let's talk about slaps. I mean, I don't know that my reaction was any different than anybody else's. Like, whoa, insane. You know, like, was that even real? And then he's yelling from his seat. Then you realize it was real. But then you see a replay of it, and the way he kind of smiles and smirks as he turns away and walks away from having just slapped. Like that smirky smile after immediately after the slap.
Yeah.
Took me back to, oh, it was fake.
Yeah, I don't know.
was
I think
staged.
he was smiling because he was like, "All right, this bald bitch is probably not going to give me any more shit tonight now from whatever thing because they've
Yeah.
had to eat." I mean, he was eating it all night for her fucking other people,
Oh my
mostly,
God.
or that other guy.
Oh,
August.
they're making jokes on him.
Yeah, they're making jokes about that situation,
Yeah.
and then I think he was just, I said I feel bad a bit for Will Smith in the situation. Not in the, what he did was fucked up totally and like against anything I believe, especially with comedy.
Oh, dude, that makes me think of what I really wanted to.
Or have you ever had somebody, the Royers for PA, getting yanked off stage?
No.
That's what happened when everyone was like, Chris Rock. Could you imagine
Oh
getting
my
slapped on stage? And
God.
go, I got yanked off a
That's
8-foot stage,
right.
10-foot high stage by my ankles, or 8-foot stage.
I remember that. Like,
Yeah.
you got hurt?
No, thank God. I was able to like turn. I was yanking me. I was able to get my second foot like down. 'Cause he pulled me off a stool, and I was able to get the second foot down.
It
like,
looked
get
crazy
towards him.
violent.
It was nuts. And then Lewis came behind me, and like jumped off stage.
Dragging
and,
you off stage.
Yeah,
that-
dude.
I was sitting on a stool,
Yeah,
and like
he-
it wasn't.
he
He like pulled me off a stool, like I was flat, and I was able to get my second foot down to like
Jeez.
lunge towards him, and then Lewis jumped off and like he
That
got
was
the shit
nuts.
kicked out of him, which was great.
Oh, Lewis got the shit kicked out of him for you? Or what?
No,
oh, no, the guy that was doing it.
me and Lewis were working on him, and then the fans all pulled us off, and they were like, "Don't get in trouble, we got it."
That's
like these
awesome.
guys rule.
Wow.
And then it was like a whole thing, but that was wow, yeah. And I don't think Will Smith's any like more correct than that person. You know what I mean? Like than that
Right.
guy was. But at the same time, I think Will Smith's just like whatever. What a weird year, man. That thing with that. He had to go sit down and talk to her on a thing. It's
Yeah.
Like, can we talk about anything in private?
Right.
Like at all?
The red table talk.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm all for like laying out the dirty life. Especially you're broadcasting, man, you got to give it all and tell them like the shittiest stuff and your most humiliating stuff. You don't have to, but like I come from the Stern school of like broadcasting with that, like lay it all out there. But like, yeah, like process it first. I mean, he looks shell shocked and everything she drags him on to do, Will Smith. And it's
Yeah.
like, all right, we're gonna talk about me fucking that other guy. And he's like, okay. He just has to sit there and kind of like, and it was good, and I loved it. It felt so good. He's like, all right, I guess.
Wow.
gonna be
I
weird
gotta
thing to sit
watch
through.
that.
It's sad.
That she intimidates people. The funniest thing on that red table talk, I've only seen the clips of the big things, but it was Snoop Dogg. She gets guys so rattled. Those three, the daughter, her, and her mother, at that table. Snoop Dogg, you gotta watch this clip. It's him. He's been brought to the table to talk about his use of the word bitch and stuff and degrading women in his music. And I mean, he's dressed like he had to go to like court. I mean, he's wearing like a turtleneck. He's sitting with his hands like very proper. And he is just sandbagging Tupac and throwing off guard because, like, she's like, and Snoop with the calling people bitches and all this stuff. And he goes, yeah, it's like like Tupac, we used to talk about that all the time, where at one point I was like, I don't feel like I should say bitch anymore. And then but Tupac was like, nah. And then she was like, yeah, I used to tell Tupac all the time, like, why do you gotta use that word all the time? And then Snoop Dogg goes, yeah, I know, it's like he'd have those beautiful songs like Dear Mama, and then the next song he's right back to it. Snoop Dogg's like saying this, like, what? But everyone just wants to get it over with her. I feel like
Yeah.
they're just like, all right, let's just
Intimidating.
Yeah, she is intimidating.
It seems like a real bummer.
Really, G.I. Jane being the thing. I always hate that too. Sebastian Bach walked off one of my podcasts once, Zoom, so I guess he turned his camera off is what he did. He actually couldn't figure out how to do it at first, which is pretty funny. Pretty funny. But it was so ridiculous, like what he got upset for. And he walked off. I made a gay joke about Rob Halford. Rob,
sure,
the
of
singer
course.
of Judas Priest. And it was again a throwaway thing I said. It was in the moment. It was just like we're getting the bullshit with Sebastian Bach, and he was like, the only performer that doesn't need to do warm-ups, he tells me, and still has such an amazing voice is the great Rob Halford. And I was like, well, maybe it's just like gay secrets he doesn't want to tell you, like he gargles jizz or something. And he was like, yo, man, you could take that shit somewhere else. And I was like, I was just kidding, whatever. And he's like, fuck that. And then he turned his camera off, but he was still connected. And then, so we all know what just happened. which we all know what he's trying to do, but everyone's crazy. All of us just going like, Sebastian, Sebastian, Sebastian,
Tech
Sebastian, Sebastian. And then after a while, he goes, I hear you loud and clear, man. And then he just eventually figured out how to turn it off and went away. And then Rob Halford came on the show 3 weeks later, and I told him the story, and he was like, he was awesome. He just laughed, said it was funny, like he didn't care. And but it's the same thing, like, and then all these, because it's like, you know, Sebastian Bach, Metal Injection, and all these like heavy metal websites started picking it up about how he like ran, and everything from like he ran, and it's just like they kept printing the thing, and you're like, can you please stop tying my name to this dumb fucking, it's like it became this big deal over something. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this joke. Like, if I can go back in time, I just wouldn't have said that joke. It didn't mean anything to me. It was just like a throwaway thing to say. And I think it's the same with Chris Rock. Everything's going to be like the infamous G.I. Jane. Just like he just went bald-head woman, G.I. Jane, basically. And it's like, that's going to live forever. It's like the joke that pissed off Will Smith. Somebody goes, it's just a bad throwaway line he had for the Oscars to not curse and whatever he had to get through, you know?
Yeah.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
But what was the thing you were going to, you said?
I was curious because you're a New York comic, and then like in LA, I felt like there was almost a divide between New York comedy and LA comedy, like around all the Me Too stuff. Because like,
oh, it's funny. That's what I figured out. It's not the divide. Somehow, very naturally, everybody over here on the East Coast gets called a racist, and everyone on the West Coast is a rapist. As we go, you got your rapist to the left, rapist to the right. It's
well,
I don't know why it is, but it really has fallen down. Everybody over here is in trouble for racist jokes, and everybody out there is like stuff with girls.
I just noticed that, like, pretty, you know, validly, accurately, the New York comics observed that each LA comic that got in trouble in the Me Too thing, like every other LA comic just turn their back on them.
Yeah.
Like, just that person means nothing to me. Like, you know, like people just drop
ship from shows, and clubs stop working with them and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like New York. We've had that though in New York. It's definitely been like if it's Ari Shaffir, you know, he had the Kobe thing that like.
The Kobe thing I didn't think was what bothered me more with the Ari Shaffir was the drugging Bert Kreischer.
He drugged me too.
Oh, did he?
Same thing with acid. I've never taken acid before in my life.
Oh my God, he made you take acid without knowing it?
In fairness to him, where he might not have known what was going on, other people on our podcast had the plan to do that to him, where me and one of my other partners, Dave Smith on that show, had already said very firmly, like, I don't want to get in the world of that, of like dosing people and stuff. I don't want to play that game. And in fairness to what happened was, if you're going to do it to anybody though, it should be Ari. Ari's the guy you should do. Like Ari would do it to somebody else, so you can do it to Ari. And Ari's not going to get mad. He's not going to get upset by it. But I didn't know it was happening. Ari was tipped off that it was happening. So when they put the beer in front of him that was dosed, he knew it was there. I have no idea still. But he doesn't know that. He thinks that the podcast is planning to dose him. You know what I mean? So I'm the closest person to him. He just switched his beer with my beer. I drank it, not thinking a thing about it. And then what's funny was a lot of people at the table didn't know that. So when it got back to me, Ari, someone says to me, he goes, yeah, they dosed Ari. And I'm looking at Ari, and Ari is in outer space. I mean, he's looking all over the place crazy and like licking his lips. And then I'm upset because I'm like, oh, man, no. Like, what are we doing, guys? I don't want to do this. And then Ari's like, do what? And then they told him, like, you know, they dosed you. You're on acid right now. And he was like, oh, my God, am I? He's like, or did I know it was going to happen and switch it with Big J's drink? And then me going, wait, like, no, did you really? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, no. And then I was just bummed for 26 hours awake. That's how the rest of that went. I just sat up. That's when everyone's like, well, did you at least enjoy it for a little bit and sink into it? I was like, no. For 26 hours, I sat on my couch and was like, why would my friends do that to me? I wouldn't do that to my friends. I mean, what are friends anyway?
LSD feels like a much more aggressive dose than Molly.
Yeah. But it honestly didn't hit me too bad, actually. Straight, I just felt like I was like stoned almost. It didn't. I'm bad, like drugs. I smoke weed every day, in fairness, but like like any hard drugs I've taken, which would be basically Molly, mushrooms, things like that. And I just never like sunk it out. DMT didn't work for me. We tried DMT and it didn't work.
Did DMT come along like recently, or?
I guess, and then it lasts like several years. But like everybody else that did it, there, same stuff. Was like my chick did not enjoy it at all, but like she was like gone for 15 minutes, whatever it is, 10 minutes. I took so much of it. It was pretty funny actually, because I went last. Everybody else went already, so we'd do a thing where we'd go to my bed and put them in my bed, and they would take their pulls until they went down, and then they'd almost get like, hey, it's like, see you on the other side, enjoy the journey. It was this very positive thing everyone was doing, like, and we'd leave the room and they'd go through it or whatever, and 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, they'd come out and they'd be like, whoa, that was wild. And then I was like, and then my girlfriend went, and she went in there. She came out of the bedroom after like 4 minutes, and she was sat down on the bed or on the couch, and everyone's looking at her like, are you on it right now? And she's like, I don't like this. I don't like this. She's like, every time I open my eyes, I see the same thing as when they're closed, and there's no, and I don't like this at all. And she was getting upset, and I was like, her face, I almost didn't do it because I went, all right. I go, well, it's all right. You're here. You're fine. Just know it's only been like 5 minutes. And her face looked at me like, it hasn't been a lifetime and a half. So like whatever it was, it felt like she was already in it for a while. And then I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do it. But then she popped out of it. And even though she, to this day, say she hated it, she didn't want me to not do it because of her. She wanted me to like go through whatever she went through too. So she was like, when she came back, she was like, no, I'm fine. No, it was good. No, you should do it. It was good. And I'm like, you said at the time it was really bad. She's like, no, it was fine. You should try it. So I went and took the same amount everybody else did and laid back, and they did it goes, all right, Major Tom, we'll see you when you come back to Earth. They're giving me all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. I take it, and they leave the room. And I'm sitting there waiting for it to happen. And I just hear kind of like snickering and laughing, and I look over the door and I just see like the fingers of like them like coming to look, peeking on me, going through it or whatever. And I was like looking at them like nothing. And then I did double the amount. I did like a whole other like 7 pulls or whatever this thing, and like I was like, it's just not working at all. I was offered ketamine. I heard your thing. You said ketamine. I got offered ketamine recently, but I'm also, again, at 44. By trying new drugs, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Like wanting to do that. Like, I mean, it's sort of acid. It was like, oh, you should try it at least. I'm like, I'm fine, I think. Like, if I ever...
It's not a hobby. You can't...
But I do also, I think, even when I've done Molly, over the quarantine, we did Molly a few times, and I will say, like, even with mushrooms I'm never where everybody else is.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm never... Everybody else is, like, wrapped in a blanket or smiling or sweating or... The only thing I get mixed up is, like, I will talk someone's ear off. I'll tell 3 people at the party my life story. But, like, besides that, I don't have, like, I've been on mushrooms, and, like, my phone rings, and I answer it, and people are like, how the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. It's not like...
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think you have to submit to them to some degree also. Like, you have to want them.
Maybe. You got a daughter, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, 19 now.
Wow.
It's bizarre.
I remember, like, when we started doing comedy, you had, like, a bit about her, and she had, like, holes in her underwear.
Yeah.
What was that from?
It was, I did it on, I don't know if I ever got it on a special or anything, but it was, she cut holes in her, she had shit stains in her underwear, I guess, or, like, streaks, because she was a child, and she was embarrassed, so she cut the holes out. She's embarrassed of shitty panties, but not for walking around in crotchless underwear in front of her family. She's gotta let it breathe, Pop.
It's fucking fantastic.
You don't want kids at all, huh?
God, no.
No? The whole
Fuck
idea
no.
sucks?
I mean, everything about it sucks, dude.
I did it young. Pretty young. I was 23.
You mean you did it by accident?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
How much of the population do you think would not exist if you could only achieve pregnancy on purpose?
Oh, man. It would be thinned out a lot, for sure. Yeah, this was definitely like, she's like, I'm pregnant, and I was like, whatever you want to do, I'll back it up. Like, let's go. And we did it. So, yeah, I was 23, so she's 19 now. So it is like, I'm surprised when I have friends who are like, have babies that are like 37, 38 years old. I know it's not old at all, but like, I couldn't imagine it any other way. Like, what's great about it now is that she's 19, so it's
Right.
like she can come hang at this point. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
feel like I already got out of the woods. I'm almost 48.
Yeah. So it's like,
It's like,
you
dude.
don't want to be a 65-year-old
Right.
dad to like a teenager. It's just too much.
No.
Right. And it's like whatever was great about it, like I already made it through.
Yeah. You got through this.
But the thing is, I
You
mean,
powered through those great times.
yeah, I just view it like this. Our parents, for you and I are the same generation. Our parents, like graduating from university meant like placement in a career of their choosing.
Mhm.
And then for our generation, not so much. Like very helpful to get a university diploma, but it didn't really guarantee anything, you know?
No.
And then for our kids, it's like, all right, that means absolutely nothing except just crippling debt.
Oh yeah, my daughter. She said she's gonna go back now, but she did the year of online college, and then came back with like I don't think I want to go to college like right now. I don't even know what I want to do or anything. And I was like, sweet, I'll stop paying for it. Like if you're not sure what you want to do.
Right.
But I like that now. She's even earlier than I thought. She's saying she wants to go back, which is great, if that's what she wants to do also. But yeah,
I mean, just the opportunity.
my parents were so bummed I didn't go to college. My daughter's mother is very bummed that she stopped going to college, but I'm like, just want to do something. That's all I care about.
Right.
She likes to write and draw, and she does all that
Right.
stuff. She's like more of a creative, so I'm like, do your thing as long as you like support. She doesn't ask for a ton of money. I don't like support her heavy or anything. I mean, I would, but like she doesn't need me to, So like she's figuring it out.
Right. I just think that like the disparity of wealth in the world today is just so it's not cool anymore, man. Like,
No, do you also worry about like passing? I know some people don't want to have kids. Are worried about passing on like the bad stuff.
sure, my genetic
Addictive
DNA,
traits
yeah,
or
my
anything like that.
DNA. It's like when my dad said
Family
that.
sicknesses, things like that.
Right, my dad said that as far as like alcoholism and shit, addiction,
Mm-hmm.
that it's like playing Russian roulette with a completely loaded gun.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's
Was your
just
dad an alcoholic?
Nah, but on my mom's side of the family, everybody
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I just don't like. Plus, I'm like, the world. There's enough people in the world that, go ahead and help someone who's already here. Don't create
Like adoption
a new.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I would never want it on my conscience that I created a person to struggle and
Another
fucking
society's
suffer.
burden.
Yeah, I don't know. And I want to fucking be a kid, Fuck it.
No, you want to be able to pick up and do it. I said like I see that with my friends now. They're like touring's a much more difficult thing, or they don't want to do it as much for
Right.
everything. And it's nice to be like, so I don't have to like be home to make sure. Also, where it gonna dictate where you have to live too. That's a big thing too. A lot of times, with my daughter when she was young, we had to find places that like made sense for a kid to be. We couldn't be like in a ramshackle
Yeah.
shithole in the city because it's great location in the city. It was like we had to live further out for that reason.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it stifled my career. Actually, it's funny. My daughter, I've told her this. I don't think it's a bad thing. Is whatever the way it happened, and that's. I'm happy. You know what I mean? So like I'm fine with however it went. But I mean, for sure, like when all my friends were younger, it's funny they didn't get it then, and now I have a hard time getting it now. Where I'm like, I'm in my 40s and these guys are close to 40, and I'm like, hey, let's do this kind of on a whim thing. And they're like, dude, I gotta. The kid over tonight to stay in my place, or we're doing a family thing. I'm like, I'm already done that shit. But I remember, early comedy, kind of the path everyone was pushing was like, oh, you do New York and get to go to the clubs. You have to go out to L.A. and just be out there, like make 3-4 trips a year and just kind of get into the clubs out there. And I never did that. I never went to L.A. because it was just like that's a spending money trip, and I'm like I can only travel when I was making, wasn't doing that well, and it was because having a kid. You couldn't be as broke as everybody else at the time when you're in comedy starting out. It's supposed to be the brokest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like figuring that out. So that was tough, but a lot of stories.
I remember at least 10 years ago, you said something that was so fucking funny at that
Caroline's.
not the Carolines, at the vegan restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, the waiters was like, oh, we have gluten free, and you were genuinely confused. You were like, you said like, what what's going on? Like, what is it with this gluten shit? 5 years ago, nobody ever heard of it. Now it's killing everybody.
Let's kill everyone.
Like, it's the funniest fucking thing. It was so true too.
I still don't fully understand what gluten is.
It's like wheat or something. I don't know.
People can't eat pizza. I know
So
that.
we got Skank Fest coming up in October.
Yeah. Very exciting.
I don't know why we're not supposed to announce that I'm doing it, but
I do believe, you are confirmed for it.
I'm confirmed for it, but not for promotion. I mean, whatever that even means. But dude, I'm fucking stoked, dude.
It's going to be amazing. Skankfest has been growing every year. It came out. We did our first year. It was like a 300-person event at a small off club, the Creek and the Cave in Long Island City, Queens. And then it went to the Brooklyn Bazaar, and we started to get. That's again, like I said before, like sometimes the negative press, as much as it is, like it builds like a positive thing in like the right people that it matters for. And like we had doing it in New York for the first couple years, the access we have. I mean, Gilbert Gottfried's done it pretty much every year. He was supposed to do this next one. Dave Attell always comes through for, you know what I mean? So like these, and then shortly, about a year or so after Louis had all his problems, Louis C.K. had all his problems, like he was hanging out at Skankfest and he went on, and it was such a cool moment just to watch his face. It was really neat to see him feel like, oh man, like everyone's okay. Not everyone thinks I'm a piece of shit and hates my guy. You know what I mean? Like they were so inviting them. And
I think universally the whole world thinks that that his punishment did not fit the crime.
The problem is the whole world isn't as vocal as like a bunch, or shouldn't say a bunch, like whatever handfuls even there are of women who are. I mean, the stuff after that, I couldn't imagine. Here's the thing: I wouldn't be. My own fat guy insecurity has stopped me from ever thinking I'd have any worry of being Me Too'd. Like I have much more of a thing of like a girl. I have more stories of a girl leaving my room. Do you know what I mean? Because I was just like played her all the YouTube clips I could play her, laughing, and then I was like, all right, well, we'll get you out of here. And then being like, getting a message later on MySpace or whatever it was back then, like, hey, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, did you not want to fuck or something? I was like, oh, did you want to fuck? Like, you should have made that much more obvious, because I'm terrified to go like, so, and then you go,
Right.
What are you doing? And I go, nothing. So I can't relate to Louis' thing necessarily.
Right. Do
However,
I remember correctly that he had the common decency to ask, like,
Yeah, can I
he's
jerk
like, hey,
off in front of you?
Can I jerk off? Like,
And then he'd say like, yeah, sure, and then he would, and then they were like, that's fucked up. But then it said the power dynamic thing.
right.
That's the whole thing, the power dynamic. But it's like, I've had like young comics in my career, like open mic, even level comics, like wing pussy because and maybe it's because they want to like get to know me. Maybe it's positional or whatever. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But I've never like. I almost think the positional thing was like there more like. If I fuck, me and my girlfriend got an offer the other day. I had to explain to this girl, gorgeous. She was like, "Oh, Skankfest sold out in minutes, by the way, like 3,000 tickets plus." And we were like, she was like, "Oh, I missed out on getting Skankfest tickets. I would totally fuck you and Christine, me and my girlfriend for Skankfest tickets." And I'm like, "We would love to fuck you, but there's no way I could like. I don't have the ego, whatever it is you need, more or less. I don't even know." To have to fuck somebody for a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I just never had that. Some people do. I think.
I thought you were gonna say something totally different.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say that, like, to have sex outside of my committed relationship, to
No,
have like
that's
a third.
fine.
Oh, that's fine.
No, but it was, this girl was saying for the both of us anyway. She was saying
Right.
fuck me and Christine.
Yeah, like I don't know that the threesome thing is ever a good idea.
No.
I think it's a pretty bad idea.
We haven't had terrible
Oh, you've had
like runs with it. Oh yeah, no, we've been doing this for we've done it for years now.
Oh, so you do cool swinger stuff,
Not swinger. We don't have like a couple, but just like girl. Like she likes girls, like legitimately.
right?
So like, but again, that said though, has been like I said, experiments. I was like, dude, fucking lucky. It's like it does come with its own set of problems. You're right, it does. You're not wrong in that. Like, there's
Right.
going to be an argument sometime. Not this person again because I don't know, got a little here or there. You know what I mean? There's been like
Right.
fuck ups along the way for sure. But for the most part, it's been great. So the offer wasn't crazy that she made.
Right.
To me, the offer that was crazy was to go like I it takes me almost back when I did the tours with the bands. You interviewed Jonathan Davis with Korn. And those
Yeah.
guys. When we were on the Mayhem Fest one year, this girl, gorgeous, Atlanta. I remember she was with a guy who I was just certain was her boyfriend. I was like, yeah, this is definitely her boyfriend. And he told me so quick that he wasn't her boyfriend. He's like, oh no, we're just friends, man. He's like, and then because she was kind of giving me like, I'll fuck you if you want to like take us backstage. And she was so hot that I was like blinded by that for a second. I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I'd fuck you to go backstage. And he was like, if you will, dude. And I was
Whoa.
like, this guy. And I'm like, yeah, I guess come backstage. So we started walking. And when we got to the fence to go, the actual thing to go backstage, we got there. I stopped. And I was like, I'm going to bring you guys backstage. But, like, you don't have to fuck me to come backstage. I was like, in that moment, I just felt, I was like, because, well, for one, what are they fucking you for also? It should hold a value of something that, like, in my mind, she's, like, selling out and just going, like, I'll let this gross guy fuck me. I don't know what she was. She wasn't thinking that because we ended up fucking later that night, like, well after she was backstage and doing everything. But, like, I get the thing right away. I'm like, oh, like, you're, like, I was like, I'm this hill you got to climb to get the thing you
Right.
want. And once I feel that way, so I was like, yeah, I'd rather, and also, when you climb that hill, I'd very likely, if the prize on the other end was fantastic, you'd be like, well, she's never going to really even show a face of like, this was awful because she got this thing she wanted. And I was just like, backstage at a concert, spoiler alert, it's really not that awesome. It's you've been on big tours. It's catering. It's, I don't even, so it's food.
She's not fucking you
it's
for a cheese platter.
showers. It's like the buses, but most of the bands are just on there. But there's really not anything happening backstage. It's that like, they're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I got to see that.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, you're going to fuck me. And then be like, I fucked that fat guy to watch Ram Zombie's drum tech build a drum kit for a half hour. Like, fuck this thing.
Ah.
So I was never worried about any of the Me Too stuff. I was surprised that it ran through L.A., those stories.
Right.
But I think it's also a world, in fairness to those guys, I don't know the truth or not truth about anybody's thing, but like I think what ran those guys, I mean, the comedy, there's nothing in New York that has the equivalent to like, people would say all the stuff of like, the porn stars every night. I mean, from back in the 80s when it was like, we interviewed Ginger Lynn and Christy Canyon not long ago, classic porn stars. And they were like, oh, in the days hanging out, you go to the Comedy Store and then you go over here. And like that world just does exist there. So, do you know what I mean? It's like a hungrier town of like chicks trying to fuck people who are important and stuff. So I think you just get clouded by it. You just get nailed with it all the time. It probably gets like overwhelming.
maybe.
You fuck up a lot, I guess.
Man.
I've never been that good. If a hot chick's want to fuck me, I really like. I'm like, what's the angle? They're like, I don't know. I think you're attractive and really funny. You're my favorite comic or something, and you're like, yeah, but like, you know what I look like under this?
Dude, it's epic. When you got dates coming up?
Yeah, I'm all over the place. This weekend coming up, I'll be in LA for Netflix's The Joke Festival. Both shows are sold out, though. I think we're doing I'm headlining the Improv one night. And
Hollywood
then,
Improv?
It's Friday night, and then Sunday night at the Improv also I'm doing my storytelling show, The Worst, which I'd love for you to do sometime. We're at a festival together.
Cool, man.
And then after that, Edmonton, Canada, comic strip,
Yep.
and which now they put you up. You know that club? You've done that club a bunch, I think. Edmonton.
The comic strip, and that's in the
West-
Edmonton Mall
Yeah,
with
West
the
Edmonton Mall.
water park in it.
Yeah, but this is the first time. It's always been a condo club where you stay at a condo. But now I don't know if they got rid of the condo, but now it's...
I was always in a hotel there that's connected to the mall.
And it's themed rooms.
Right.
Yeah, I've never done it before. I'm excited
Yeah.
to go stay in like a pyramids or something, whatever the thing is. So yeah, Edmonton, Phoenix, I'm on the road every weekend, bigjcomedy.com.
Yeah, bigjcomedy.com. Phoenix, you're at Stand Up Live?
Yeah. I
Big
love
room.
that place too, yeah. That was a great place too during COVID too. They got
Yeah.
they got over on people there because it's like a 400-seat room. And they were doing half capacity, but they count as capacity of copper because they have the whole place.
Right.
So they were able to put all 400 people in. Every time I got on stage, I was like, this can't be legal.
Yeah, dude, fucking gnarly COVID. So we already did bigjcomedy.com.
Yes, sir.
Big J Comedy. And what about like social media and shit?
At Big J Oakerson on pretty much everything. And then, check out Legion of Skanks. Listen to The Bonfire on Faction Talk 103.
Good,
Hell
man.
yeah, man. This was exciting. This is a kick, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of shit RV. We're hanging out on it.
I love it. The
It's,
tour bus touring is the dream, man. I've only done it with, I've made friends on every tour I've ever done on a tour bus, but like, for the most part, I've only done it with like the production crew and stuff like that. But the idea of like having like 3 or 4 of your buddies
Yeah.
on a thing is just it's the best. You wake up and you're there.
You're a dude. That's a. I really believe that fucking anybody who's talking about they're on the comedy club circuit because they love doing comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's rough, dude, with the airports and the hotels and the fucking.
It's you love. Yes, it's awful. So you get paid. You don't get paid for like the show.
Right.
The show's fun. You get paid for like being at a layover at 5:30 in the morning in Minneapolis with like
Right.
45 minutes. That's the stuff that sucks.
Right.
It's such a weird job to complain about, but it's a lot.
Dude, it's no life to live.
It's-
the comedy club grind is really fucking gnarly life, and then like
Then the touring.
the
of
tour
it,
the
yeah.
tour bus. It's like, yes.
Oh yeah, well it's like a solace though in that regard without the flying. That does it ruins
The fun,
everything.
yeah. Well, at least you don't have to wear the fucking stupid mask on the plane anymore.
Not yet again.
Right, dude.
I kept sucking all that shit too. I was like, when they take the mask off in the airport, like that's probably why I haven't gotten sick for a long time. I'm gonna keep wearing the mask. And they were like, you don't have to wear it. I'm like, I'm taking this dumb thing off. This thing
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, still in the airplane, but no, not there either.
But dude, you're on your way up and fucking tour
hope
bus.
so, man.
You know,
We'll get there. Hell yeah.
you're gonna
We'll park
be-
our tour buses next to each other.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it, dude. I love you so much, man.
I love
Thank
you.
you.
Too, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so
and
much.
driving to New Jersey to come here and you know, I
course,
like
man.
a true friend, and I owe you one, man.
No,
If
not
I-
at all, man.
If there's
I owe you,
anything,
dude.
if I can, you know, if you want to get me on anything, just let me know.
I will do. Yeah. We'll have you on Bonfire again and some.
Yeah.
And
Dude, we had a
we
good
just
time.
when we're at Skank Fest, man. You're gonna. I'm so excited. I think you're gonna love the vibe of it so much.
bet.
It's such a love festival.
I'm trying to
of, like,
remember what it was. We were laughing so fucking hard on the Bonfire show there was something to do with like it was like some chick that was on Instagram Live or something, but she was on there with like a rapper or something.
I know exactly what happened. That girl came to my show in Huntsville, Alabama, and of course made a problem in the show, and I think got removed. Yeah, it was Lil Boosie she was talking to.
Yeah.
She said, hey Boosie, and like, yeah, I remember what it was. She was trying, like, she was willing to do whatever dirty stuff he wanted, but she was a real fan of his. He was like, Boosie, remember your first album when you had a guest spot on there from that one rapper? He's like, yeah, show me your butthole. And she'd be like, and she would just do it. And she goes, do you think you're going to do another song with Lil Tay Tay anytime soon? He's like, suck on one of them titties for me. She goes, is your rap star? She just kept asking questions.
Yeah, dude.
What a
it's
nitwit.
I remember laughing so fucking hard with you,
Yeah.
dude. And we got to do it again.
Absolutely, man.
All right,
I love you,
dog.
brother.
Love you too, man. Thank you. Yeah, dude. Now, can I give some love to my man TK? I mean, he's a whistler. He's, you know, like, he's my guy. Love TK, dude. And I think TK did a great job. So please, everybody, I want Big J to feel the love. So let's please let Big J Oakerson feel the love. And I hope you feel how much love I have for you, my wonderful, glorious street team, for sticking around to the end of the podcast. And I'm like totally not kidding about how seriously, how deeply I boned Lux last night. So yeah, I love you all. Thank you. What can I say? I got a positive COVID test for antibodies. And God, I had to talk to Dr. Drew about this. I had it before, and then I recovered. Even though I never had any symptoms, I never felt slightly sick. Let's talk to Dr. Drew immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Drew.
Hey guys, how are you?
Very
up,
well,
Drew?
thank you.
What's up, Drew?
Good to see you guys.
You're our first guest that we've had on twice so far.
I am privileged to be that guest.
Yeah, and here you know Scott Randolph. You'll
Yeah,
also hear Paul Brisky chiming in every once in a while. He's not in your view, but he's.
I met Paul when you guys were out here, right?
Yeah, the
Correct,
doctor's office.
when we did the AIDS test.
Yeah, right.
Oh, right.
Yeah. How are you, Drew?
Oh my God!
All right.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah,
And
you
not
too.
see you.
We all
I'm just
have
thinking,
our.
Steve and I have a long, nefarious road together. My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like AIDS test. It doesn't narrow it down.
He's like, which time? Yeah. We all have our Dr. Drew mugs.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, nice. Thank you for that.
every single one of us has a different Dr. Drew mug right now.
Look at that. There's you, me, and Bob Forrest in your hand, Steve.
That's right. Okay,
That's
so
cool.
so diving right into it, I wanted to talk to you again because our first podcast we recorded before the pandemic set in.
Yeah.
And we haven't been
Yeah.
able to discuss that at all. And since
Yeah.
I've had multiple tests for COVID-19 and my antibodies test was positive, indicating that I've previously had COVID-19 but since recovered from it. And so what does that mean?
Let me before I answer that. Do you remember any illness or exposure?
I don't remember ever even feeling slightly sick.
And do you remember coming around somebody with COVID? Did you have any known exposure?
Not that nothing known whatsoever.
All right. So all of our testing is imperfect right now. There's lots of false negatives and false positives, but you had sort of the gold standard for the antibody. You had both the IgG and the IgM tests,
And you
and
know
your
that,
IgG was positive.
and,
What's that?
and you know that because I shared my actual test results with you. I sent
Right.
screenshots.
I saw the printout.
and it's more, mine is more reliable because it was from a blood test. Is that right?
Right, and even those have a fair number of false positives, but I generally I think we can rely on those, and it's also interesting that you had just the IgG, which means that you were exposed to it at some time in the past, not recently, and you're also there are things that they can do with those IgG immunoglobulins. They can, for instance, do viral neutralizing tests to see if those immunoglobulins that they found will neutralize other coronavirus, which I'm assuming they do as part. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming they do it as part of the run-up to the giving of convalescing plasma, which I know you're doing as well, right?
Right. Yeah, I found out I forget how I found out, but I learned that people who have recovered from COVID-19 and have antibodies can donate their plasma to help very sick people.
Right.
But I also heard that that's like some 1800s shit that
It is some 1800 shit, but it worked then and it still works now. It's not high tech. It's an old school approach. In fact, when it first came up, a lot of us were just like, oh, really? We're going to do that? But it has shown to have some use. So
What is
you're
it?
really helping people.
Well, it sounds like kind of the concept of a vaccine, where the vaccine, you take the actual disease, put it in their body, and so that they can get it and recover from it. Like, I've got the actual disease in my body, and we can give it to somebody by the same sort of philosophy.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like giving you the same thing as a vaccine, but that happened in somebody else's body.
Right.
And because we don't have yet a vaccine, or we haven't distributed a vaccine, all we have is people who've actually recovered from the infection itself, which
Now-
is wonderful. I mean, I had a guy that was very, very sick, and I wanted to get him convalescent plasma. This was earlier in the pandemic. And back then, you actually had to match a person up with a donor in order to get it for them. And this gentleman, unfortunately, passed away while we were screwing around trying to get it to go. And, it's a reminder that if you're older, this is an older person, and if you have the risk factors, this thing is just brutal. It just goes fast. It just could be awful.
But
Now,
By
a
the
couple-
same token, there are plenty of people like Steve out there that had it and didn't even know they had it. It
Right.
can be very mild.
But what's confusing for me is that I tested negative, Paul tested negative, and his fiance tested negative, and we're all around Steve 24/7. And I'm even surprised that his fiance tested negative because
Because
they're
we're
intimate.
always fucking.
We've seen the pictures. And so it's and will you just the pictures of you guys naked. I don't know what
Right.
the rest of it. But it sort of suggests that perhaps you were exposed some time ago, which is an interesting theory by itself, right? Now, why your fiance wouldn't have it, I don't quite know. Again, there's a lot we don't know about this virus, and it always, whenever I hear stories like this, I think, could it be a false positive? Is it? I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm glad you're giving the plasma. 'Cause
Right.
They will really work you up to make sure you actually have the antibody.
Right.
Right. I mean, they're not going to waste their time if it's not there. So this is good. I'm glad you're doing that. And if you have it, you will help somebody for real.
For sure. As much as I would like to help people, I'm equally motivated to just get to the bottom of what my actual status is.
Good. That's fine. Whatever motivates.
Yeah,
I'm glad
win-win.
you're doing it.
It's win-win all the way.
And if you indeed have the immunoglobulin, you are, for the intermediate term, you seem to be immune, which is an amazing thing. I'm very jealous. I signed up to be a human subject in the phase 3 vaccine trials because, first of all, I want to be a human subject. I want to do whatever I can. And secondly, I want that vaccine as soon as I can possibly get it. And the technology is just exceptional. So I'm ready to go.
Right. And I hope you do get that. And
Me too.
So now, of course, I found out about the donating plasma to help very sick people. I asked you about that. You said go to redcrossblood.org, which I did. Mm-hmm. Right there on the front page, it said, have you recovered from COVID-19? And, to sign up for this convalescent plasma program, which is what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. I clicked that right away. They had a very short questionnaire. Have you your tested this and that? But then when it came to the question of when was your last symptoms, there was no option for me to answer, honestly, because I never had symptoms. So I just kind of plugged in February of this year, just because that kind of reflected what your explanation was.
Yeah.
And I submitted my form like that. Then I guess it took 2 days, maybe 1 day. This morning I woke up to an email from the Red Cross saying, we need more information regarding your last symptoms. And I responded with, thank you for asking. You gave me no option to say that I was asymptomatic, but now that you're asking for more information, I've attached both my antibodies test and my follow-up nasal swab test. So hopefully they can, glean from that I'm a complete, and I described you as my doctor without naming you. I said, according to my doctor, this indicates that I'm the perfect candidate for your program. These results, which I've attached.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's true. I mean, I hope that they will take you because it's literally a lifesaver.
So
literally a lifesaver.
My question is, so say if Steve does have the antibodies, can he spread it if he comes into contact with somebody that does have it?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being bros with the world's most famous doctor rules. And you know what else rules? Coffee. You might notice I drink it every single episode the whole time. And I don't feel bad about that because I don't ever drink it without very quality ingredients as my creamer. I use Laird Superfood creamer every time, and I'm terrified of running out of it. That's why I have so much. Plus, I personally purchased every single one of these bags. I literally love it so much. Made by the legend Laird Hamilton. They got all kinds of cool flavors. Here's original. It's fantastic. They got cacao. I'm almost out of that. Turmeric. It comes with functional mushrooms if you want. Man, these are really top quality ingredients that make me feel great. And again, I don't feel bad about drinking so much coffee. So, if you want to try this out, which I really recommend because it is so delicious, go to lairdsuperfood.com. Use the promo code STEVO and get 20% off your order plus free shipping. You got to do it now, right? For 20% off your order and free shipping, go to lairdsuperfood.com and use the promo code STEVO. You are going to love this stuff. Now let's get back to Drew.
No, he
means
will,
I can't
he will
catch
not
it.
get infected.
Yeah,
That's it. But it's kind of, you're actually asking a very rather sophisticated question.
Well, thank you.
Which is the difference between being infected and getting the illness, right? So you could get infected and not get the illness, or you could not get infected. And the antibody response we believe you have will mean you do not get infected. And we're trying to look for a vaccine that prevents infection for the very reason you're bringing up, because if people can get infected, they can produce virus and they can infect other people who might get the disease.
So for laymen, that means that coronavirus is the virus, but COVID-19 is the disease. And those are two different things.
The virus is technically called SARS coronavirus 2. And it's a relative of the MERS and the previous SARS 1, except that those two illnesses had, I think MERS was 35% fatality rate, and coronavirus was like an 18 or 20% fatality rate. So they were much more dangerous.
Right. Now, you said something earlier. I had a guy, and you described this patient.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, what you're saying is you had an actual patient, and people think of you as a celebrity, as the guy on TV. They don't understand that you have an actual practice, that you've got an
Yes.
office, patients come to see you, and
Yes. That's where we did your AIDS test or whatever we did.
Right.
In my office.
Yeah.
And what tragic news! He said that you had this guy and he died. That's
Yeah, and he checked every box in terms of risk factors, and so I have witnessed firsthand the difference. And I've also had a number of people who have had mild cases. Now I'm looking at you with asymptomatic cases. I've had older patients with some moderately severe cases, and I've seen people that check every box. And when you check all the boxes and you're older, it is crazy brutal.
But that's not to say that young people are off the hook, because what I read or learned, there are young people whose immune systems are strong enough to fight off the respiratory symptoms, but that just makes them hang in there for strokes and heart attacks like we're having.
It's not that simple. It's not that simple. But let's remind ourselves that if you're under 40, the fatality rate is between 0.3%, like 0.03, and 0.8%, right? It's a very small number of people that get into trouble. But when there are millions of people infected, even that small number translates into thousands, right? So the primary risk factor that I have observed, that the press really is kind of talking about in youth, is obesity. If you're obese, it can go bad.
Can you define obese? Because I've gained a little bit of weight over the last couple of years. And if you look at me, am I obese?
I don't think so. I am not a huge fan of ideal body weight sort of data. I think it doesn't take into account muscularity and body types and all kinds of things. I mean, there are plenty of people that, a lot of WWE wrestlers are obese, right? But if you just do body weight, and those sorts of measurements.
He's being very gentle with you, Scott.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen somebody similar to Scott get really sick. I've not seen that.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Now, early on, as I followed the news around coronavirus, I've felt that looking towards Italy made the most sense, because they were ahead of us in what was happening. Whatever's going on in Italy, we were a few weeks behind, and it's been months since I saw this story out of Italy where a doctor said, "I'm looking at this virus and it has become considerably weaker. When I analyze a sample of it, the viral load is much smaller. This virus has become much less deadly." And I thought, wow, I look over, I've not seen that kind of reporting on the American side, but it seems to add up with all of the cases skyrocketing, yet the death toll not skyrocketing. Are we looking at a virus that has become weaker?
I'm not sure I can answer that question with great clarity, except to say the only thing we do know that has changed for sure is that it has modified itself in such a way as to make it more infectious. But no one knows whether it actually is more infectious, if that makes sense. So the virologists are telling us that there have been some changes in the biology that are associated with more infectivity. But we don't know whether or not yet that's actually resulted in a greater degree of spread. In terms of the virus weakening, I remember that data coming out of Italy. We had high hopes for it here. It never bore fruit. It really seems to be more the result of people protecting themselves and more vulnerable people getting infected in the earlier stages of the epidemic, if that makes sense. But you bring in an interesting point. To look towards Italy as our model, I thought from the beginning, and it's pretty clear now in retrospect, huge mistake. Well, not a huge mistake, a relative mistake. We are not, and we're not Italy. We're not. Italy, the predominant predominant patient there was over 80. They have a much higher percentage of elderly patients there. They have a very different kind of healthcare system, and they were not able to meet the needs, which was one of the dramatic aspects. I knew that we would flex, that we would improvise, that our system would meet the demands of whatever happened in the epidemic. So that was number one, why I knew we were different. And secondly, we have a different age distribution. It was affecting different people, still killing older people, but affecting more in different age groups.
Okay.
Do you think it's wise to open Orlando Disneyland,
Disney World.
Disney World?
The head of the CDC just said today, and I agree with this completely, that if we had universal mask and physical distancing, this thing would be markedly under control in 2 to 4 weeks. That whether or not you closed or opened anything, it's about wearing the mask, wearing them properly, staying 6 feet apart. The whole idea of show me where there's evidence that a nail salon is where COVID is coming from. There's no evidence for that, and yet they've closed the nail salon. Another story today. The story, I think it was out of Florida. 2 hairstylists, active disease, got sick, and exposed 139 clients to the virus. Known exposure. You know what the transmission rate was? Everybody was wearing masks in the salon. The transmission rate was 0.
Wow.
0. Masks work even with up close contact like hair cutting. So come on, everybody. We're squandering an opportunity here by not wearing masks. I understand it's a pain in the ass. I understand it's uncomfortable. I understand the government's been asking you to do all kinds of shit you don't want to do. Don't draw the line at the mask. That's a huge, huge tactical mistake.
I've got a question I'm dying to ask because I've been wearing the mask like a very good boy, but it is so annoying. Like it gets hot. Even the concern about a lot of carbon dioxide toxicity by stifling the oxygen. So I thought, and I want to know what you think about this. Is it a good solution for me to go ahead and buy a portable oxygen tank with an oxygen mask so that I've got like oxygen, like the athletes, right? So I've got this delicious oxygen, like at the oxygen bar, and then that's going to make it so my face isn't hot and I'm not getting lots of carbon dioxide. I wasn't even ready for Dr. Drew's reaction to my oxygen idea. But before you witness it, let me tell you, I'm a 46-year-old man, okay? And I've struggled with my weight in the past. But I've been eating sensibly, I've been active, exercising, and I think I look pretty good for a guy in his late 40s. And you know what? I'm determined to show off the bod, and I want it to look good, and that's why I'm taking care of my grooming needs with Manscaped. That's right. I just take care of my balls with my Lawnmower 3.0. Oh, yeah, why not? With my new Shears 2.0, these quality stainless steel nail taking care of devices. Oh, yeah, be careful with that. Nose hair, that happens when you get a little older. Ear hair, I got it all under control. It's summertime, baby, and I'm looking my best. You can look your best, too, by going to manscaped.com and using the promo code STEVO for 20% off your order and free shipping. That's right, 20% off your order and free shipping. You go to manscaped.com, use the promo code STEVO. See if you can look as good as I do. Yeah. Now go get that answer from Drew.
Don't you have to be careful about breathing in 100% O2 all day,
Yes.
like pneumonia?
Yes.
Like that's what happened.
It literally damages your lung. The O2 becomes a free radical and damages the lungs.
Right. You need some carbon dioxide, correct?
You're asking complicated questions in reality. So,
Drew, this
I think
is a
you have
complicated
access
podcast.
My first thought is, Steve, you have access to too many resources. But this is options that other people don't think about. But good for you. Number one. Number two. The whole idea of CO2 accumulation is totally bogus. The only way you accumulate CO2 is when your lungs don't work right, and that is a certain subset of advanced emphysema, get hypercapnia. Other people do not. And now, if you're doing a triathlon, okay, yes, you could accumulate some CO2, and it could make an issue. I don't care how hard you're working out, you're not going to get hypercapnia.
Okay. How about if I get a tank full of just regular air?
That's called the environment.
You just want to be like Bane from Batman.
Why would
just
you
walking
do
around with a
that?
cool
Why would
mask.
you do that? Just to look cool?
Nope, so that I can breathe better with the mask on. I want the mask to actually
I
supply
see.
me
You don't
regular
like the
air.
mask.
Yeah.
I'm betting you can find a mask that you will like.
I
bet
bought
you're gonna
so
try
many
a
of
bunch
them.
different masks.
I've tried so many, and I keep ordering
Really?
more, and I keep ordering more. But don't worry, I'm going to keep ordering them. And when I find the one that actually works perfect, I'm going to buy a bunch and sell them.
Good, man. I like that.
So let me just tell you that the bandana, single layer cloth, probably not very good. The virus doesn't just float into the air and get through. The virus travels on droplets from our speaking and singing and coughing, and it's the droplets that do not get through the mask that prevent us from getting exposed to the virus.
I had a bandana tied around my face just yesterday, and my fiance Luck said, "Oh, that's not effective. That's not very helpful." She says,
right.
And she said, "Come over here and with the bandana, breathe on me." And I went over and I tried to blow on her, and she said, "Oh, I didn't feel anything. Maybe it is good."
Did you have it double?
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, but it's not as effective as a double ply mask.
Is it controversial among doctors and like scientists of why there's been the virus has increased over the last couple weeks? Like, why is it
there isn't, because I mean everybody knows what it is. We've all been moving about. We've sort of opened things up and moving about, and we started congregating in the streets by the tens of thousands without masks, or where they're yelling and screaming in the streets. And of course, I mean, if that didn't cause transmission, then we never should have locked down in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Right? You're talking about the protests?
Of course, you congregate in close environments, even out of doors, it's going to cause some transmission. And then you continue to transmit by going to bars and going out to places. Of course, that's going to transmit some more. Now, the question now we have to face now is, how much do we risk letting the genie out of the bottle, and how much can we tolerate in terms of our sort of daily disease burden? But again, if we wore masks, again, the CDC director today just told us it would really dramatically be under control, dramatically. And in the states where things are really accelerating, it's where they were refusing to wear masks. And I don't know if you guys been to bars since they opened the bars up. They're all closed again now.
We don't go to bars anyway.
We went to some bars back when it was open, and I was uncomfortable.
Super
how close people were, and how people will come up to you and they're loud and talking. They've been drinking. Susan grabbed me at one point and pulled me away from somebody. She's like, there's an epidemic going on. What are you doing? And so bars and there's music, and so people are talking loud, which again is more droplets coming out. And so I definitely think there's no doubt about why this was happening. And here we are.
So is it more, because I read a Times magazine article that said it had nothing to do with the protest. It was about restaurants opening up. But I'm like,
if it had nothing to do with the protest, then why are we locking down? That doesn't make any logical sense at all. Of course it had something. There had to have been transmission. Had to have been. The Trump rally had transmission. The demonstrations have transmission. Just the way it is. That's okay. It may be worth the risk. That's fine. If we say it's worth the risk, no problem. But let's not delude ourselves that it's impossible, that nothing to do with people standing side by side by the thousands, tens of thousands. Of course that has to create transmission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the air on airplanes clean, and do you think flying is safe?
It's recirculated about every 7 to 8 minutes, and again, the masks should do the trick. I had heard that the incidence of COVID in flight attendants and pilots is exceedingly low, maybe even zero. I don't have confirmation of that, but very low, which is pretty reassuring about plane flight.
Are you still thinking about running for governor of LA?
I am not. Another group came around and tried to get me to run for mayor. And for about 10 minutes, I thought, oh, my God, that may be the only way that I can actually get something done with the homeless problem, which is going to spiral out of control going forward here. I mean, it's just insane what's happening and what's going to happen. And I know exactly how to fix it. It's not a simple problem. I mean, it's not that complex a problem. It's the population I've been serving for decades. I know how to treat this group and what we should do with them. And I said the first thing we should do is stop calling it homelessness, because you call it homelessness, it suggests that if you give them a home, you solve the problem. No, this is not homelessness. This is open air asylum. This is drug addiction. This is much more serious stuff. A friend of mine is involved in the Project Room Key, which is where they give hotel rooms to homeless folk. And he was going, oh, you could be one paycheck away from being homeless too. I thought, oh, really? Okay. Well, what else besides the room? What else are they doing for all the people in the hotel? Well, they get lots of services. I go, really? Lots of services? Huh. Oh, yeah. A psychiatric nurse comes every day. A psychiatrist comes 2 times a week. A social worker comes by 3 times a week. Oh, really? So if I lost my job, that would suddenly require me to see a psychiatrist every day and a psychiatric nurse? That's what I would need just because I lost my job? No. What they're running is a residential psychiatric facility, which is what's needed, which is exactly what they should be doing. but let's not mince words on the rhetoric around this. Let's just build these facilities or arrange these facilities and get people into them. The problem is you can't get people into them, or they reject the services once they get in, and then you can't do a damn thing. So after about a few minutes of thinking all that through, I thought, am I insane? I don't want to be mayor. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
But I still am very, very worried about this problem.
Is it rude of me to not want to know what hotel they're staying in because I would be worried about catching like coronavirus or something like that from?
Yes, it would be rude of you, number one. And,
Sorry, I had to ask.
and number two, homeless have very low incidence of corona. Very low incidence, which is kind of interesting.
Why?
We thought before because it was outside, right? And there was very low outdoor transmission. The vast majority of transmission is indoor, which is why when people talk about isolating in place and all this stuff, I think you're going to put people back inside with the virus. There's no science to substantiate that. I know it makes common sense, but if you're also telling me that 50,000 people in the street doesn't cause transmission, how can you then lock people in rooms where we know it happens? In China, they did this big study and they found that only one outdoor transmission could they find, and it's a relatively 1-to-1 type transmission, while if it's indoors, it's 1-to-3. So you're better off outdoors. You are better off outdoors. It happens, but it's less likely to happen outdoors.
Do you think you need to wear a mask if you're like going for a jog or walking your dog?
I do. I do it mostly as a gesture, right? As a nod to be polite to other people. And if you're running, again, walking the dog is different. If you're away from other people, then take your mask off. But if you are within 20 feet or something, and you might get within 6 feet, and maybe. When running, you're exerting yourself as you go by, and you could leave a trail of stuff, maybe 25 or 50 feet behind you. So put the mask on. Why? It's to me, it's a nod. It's an acknowledgement that I'm protecting the other people.
All right, we're done with coronavirus.
Yeah.
And except to say that we all thought it was absolutely commendable. We admire you so much for your acknowledgement that you initially got some certain stuff about the coronavirus wrong. We were just saying, like, if only the world was full of people who were able to admit that they got something wrong. So
I thank you for saying that. And I did not get the infectivity and the ferociousness in the at-risk group. Those are the two things I did not get. But it's interesting now. I was doing a lot of comparison with H1N1, which I had back in 2009, and it was horrible and nearly killed me.
and that was a flu.
I think it is.
Is that right?
What's that?
That was a flu?
Swine flu. Flu. And that one killed 575,000 people and infected between half a billion and 1 billion people. And I think it is instructive to look back at that pandemic now, just to look at how we felt about it then versus how we feel about this one now. It kind of calms you down a little bit because nearly 600,000 people died, and you don't even know it happened. You're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
It was a story on the news every night, but it was not the craziness we're experiencing with this thing. And so I think we underreacted to that one. I think we're overreacting to this one. And sort of a sane middle ground is probably where we all ought to keep ourselves emotionally.
All right. So now we switch gears. Are you familiar, Drew, with chloroprocaine spinal?
I have a feeling I'm getting dragged into it.
Sounds like he's familiar.
Okay.
Well, so procaine is sort of a relative of xylocaine, and it's a spinal anesthetic, right? So you're gonna be paralyzed from your waist down.
Right.
Exactly.
That is correct, sir.
This is an injection that goes into your spinal canal, and it is a local anesthetic which would paralyze my legs completely for roughly 45 minutes.
And not just paralyzed, you also won't feel anything in your legs.
Ooh. Ooh.
So we can do stuff to your legs.
Right, that sounds fun. Okay, so as you might recall, and here I am giving away creative, the people who hang in for this podcast to the very end, they really get the goods. And and you'll remember I had the idea that I wanted to ride a bicycle while having general anesthesia drugs administered, such that I would go completely unconscious and crash the bike, and it would be hilarious. Well, we tried.
I remember.
Right, we tried it, and the thing was that
Etomidate. is what we use.
etomidate was the drug we used. What's the
We-
one that
we-
they said don't use propofol because it's a substance of abuse, but etomidate is not characterized as pleasant by any standard, and that nobody would ever use it for fun. So we used
Okay.
etomidate. I felt very comfortable going through with using etomidate, but
Yeah.
my experience was I found it very pleasant. I really liked it,
Oh.
and it was upsetting for me. I was like, oh no, I
Yeah.
can't do that anymore. So then,
Yeah.
we failed to knock me out with etomidate. So I've got this whole bit, which I picture as an episode of a bucket list series, and it has no ending. So I met somebody who is a medical professional. They will remain anonymous. They will be in disguise.
Are they in this country?
We're not even going to tell you that.
I'm not even going to tell you that. We might be.
Are they going to do it in this country? Whatever this thing
Not even gonna tell you that. Okay,
Okay.
but suffice to say, they are absolutely a medical professional, and they said that they'll administer the shot into my spinal canal, and they'll have an IV. You'll be impressed by this. They said we'll want to have an IV in case I need to give you meds to raise your blood pressure because the chloroprocaine might lower my blood pressure. So they're going to
Right.
monitor that. So you know they're very professional. They say it's totally safe.
He forgot
So
to
is
tell
this-
us that
let me-
yesterday.
So is this an anesthesiologist? Because that would be the reason I'm asking is
It is.
I want somebody not just with experience with the procaine and the blood pressure issue, but also with airways. And
Oh,
anesthesiologists
shit.
are very good at managing airways.
Right. Yeah.
So there's the potential for airway stuff.
even though it's only my lower half.
Yeah, but sometimes it starts to drift up. It's you want it low, but sometimes it will kind of get up, and if it gets into your diaphragm, we got a problem.
Okay, so what people don't understand that are listening or watching is that like I have to set this up, right? I have to like figure out the ambulance. And I didn't hear that yesterday, and I was like, well, let's talk to Dr. Drew about that. My concern is that like if something were to happen, we're all fucked, right? Like Steve's dead,
No,
and like I go worst case scenario. Am I right to do that, or is it not that bad?
You're right to worry about it. I mean, you want to keep him safe, but
I think
if
he's
you
talking about
are worried
legal
about
exposure
your
for him.
liability. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a legal question that I hate to even think about.
I mean, it's gonna be fine. But it's like,
See, that's what he says. Oh, don't worry about it. They'll be fine.
it's gonna be fine.
Is this person an anesthesiologist?
Yes.
Okay,
They are.
so you can have a certain degree of. I mean, that's the person who's really responsible
Good.
for this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's a million ways to go past. So what are you going to do while you're under spinal?
I'm gonna have one of these neck braces so I can't break my neck when I fall, right? Like the one that
Yeah.
race car drivers use. I'm gonna have a race car helmet with the camera pointed back so you can see my face. I'd like to have
Yeah.
a straight jacket on so I can't have my arms help out in any situation, and probably walking on stilts.
I think your arms would help not break your spine if you like.
No. I'll have my straight jacket on. I'll be walking on stilts, and then they can shoot it into my back, and I'll see how far I can walk. Like, gotta be cool if we had two of us and we could race to see who can walk farthest on stilts. But it'll be just me.
when you collapse, you won't collapse in a sort of normal way. You'll flop, and you can dislocate your hip and break your leg. All kinds of things can break. You know.
I'm just worried about his neck. Or
What
his
if they're only drywall stilts, which put my feet just 4 feet off the ground?
It also. I know better than to walk you out of it. It just scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, I think my concern is that his airway, like he'll go unconscious and he'll be unresponsive, or if he falls, I don't want him to be paralyzed by breaking his neck or hitting his head and like having this whatever.
And I don't understand how this guy is going to keep all the spinal stuff. I mean, it's a tube they stick in there and then they administer. I don't quite understand how that's all going to work.
It's
but
not just an
I guess he's
injection.
going to pull all the equipment out and then put you up on the stilts, but you're going to be paralyzed already.
Yeah, how long does it
Right?
take to kick in?
I don't think it's long.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think it's about a
minute.
minute.
Maybe it's minutes. Yeah,
I think
but
it's
would
about
more like
1
minute.
I think
Think
it's
about
about
how
1 minute.
xylocaine works. If you're trying to numb your teeth up or something.
Right. So.
Okay.
So I'm on some seated thing, which allows me to just pop up like standing up out of a chair.
Yeah.
And it's we all rig it up. So then once the tube's in, and I assume he's gonna have a plunger kind of syringe type deal. So when he plunges, plunge, and I stand up right away and start walking to see how far I can go in 1 minute.
Okay, that sort of makes a little more sense than that's with stilts. What if you were just like doing a bike and you watched your legs kind of fly off, as they became paralyzed?
Tricycle or a unicycle.
But it's less funny because you can still just kind of coast without using your legs on a bike. I think running.
No,
then
but
you
what
get
if
that.
you're? I mean, if you're just on a stationary bike, I'm just trying to think of ways to not fall.
Yeah. Should I have an ambulance there with like O2 and breathing stuff, or this guy?
This guy should have a whole cart. He should have an anesthesia cart handy. It seems
Okay. What I'm hearing Dr. Drew say is that we've got a real ender, that we've got a grand finale.
If anything, like I'll have to say it for Steve is he's one of the most positive guys I've ever met. And like I'm one of the most negative because I'm always going to worst case scenario. And he's like, so what I hear is we're a go for next Tuesday. And this guy is a great guy.
That is just Steve doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. Like I said, I've learned long ago not to talk him out of things.
What about an epidural that pregnant women do? Like, what's that difference? Because doesn't that just like an epidural? Doesn't that numb you?
Yeah, same kind of thing.
But it's not going to travel up their spine and.
Again, you have to have anesthesiologists. All these different kinds of spinal anesthesias. They're different for different things. He's going for a total paralysis, which is different than what they're going for during childbirth, obviously.
How did you vet this guy? He just said, "Hi, I'm an anesthesiologist," and you're like, "Sold."
I met him during a meet and greet after one of my shows.
Okay, he's legit.
Yep.
Okay.
And Steve said, "Oh, dude, you're an anesthesiologist. I want to do something rad. What can we do?" This guy brainstormed with you, didn't he?
Well,
It's his idea.
At my show, he witnessed the bit about the anesthesia bike ride, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey, I've got a potential way for you to get this concluded." Yeah.
I feel like Drew's the voice of reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Oh, I try.
Are you doing podcasts in person these days?
I am with Corolla, and then Susan started me doing a stream every day out of this room. And that has kind of kept me engaged through this whole quarantine thing. I generally am depressed. I don't like any of this. I feel like my life's been taken away from me. We like traveling. We were going to go do some stuff. What's that, Susan? Oh, she says you promote the shows. So I do a show called The Dose of Dr. Drew every day at drdrew.com, also at Facebook and at drdrew.tv. Right? Did I get it all? Okay, she's standing back. And then we do a call-in show once a week called Ask Dr. Drew. It's same format here, but we actually take phone calls. And we started out essentially just trying to calm everybody down. So I just sort of go through what we can see today about the COVID and the coronavirus, just try to interpret the data. Because I know when I listen to the news, I can't tell what's going on. I get scared. I can't tell what the truth is. So I just try to sit down and look at the data and talk about it. And we have a lot of interesting people that interact with me who are also experts and give me good information and things. And so we just kind of share ideas here.
All right.
That's cool. I maybe have one last question for you. And Steve and I had a long conversation about it, and we even dragged his dad into it. And I think it'd be interesting to hear your take on it, because you probably get asked so many times for favors and to do things. And Steve can probably like assemble this better than I can, because he's a better speaker for some reason. But you go ahead and take it.
I went up to a guy one time. I needed a speaker for a meeting. And this guy I knew could speak for me, and I said, "Hey man, how you doing? What are you up to tonight?" And then he said, "Oh, I'm not doing anything." I said, "Oh, cool, because I got this meeting and I need a speaker." And he goes, "Yeah, what's with the small talk? Why don't you just get to the point? You clearly want a favor. Why don't you, it's kind of insulting. You wouldn't just say, 'Hey, I need a favor,' And I'll never forget that, and it changed the way I approach people when I want a favor. I always think of that. But then Scott said he was running a business, and he had a guy who was a mentor, and he needed some advice. And so he said to the mentor, "Hey man, I need some advice on this." And his experience was the guy said, "Oh, since you forgot about the niceties of interacting, I'll tell you, I'm doing okay. Just got out of heart surgery. Like maybe ask how you're doing." So it's like there are these two different situations.
You can't win.
How do you
can't win with
prefer
people.
to be asked?
I don't like a long story leading up to the ask. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't want a tale of woe that's sort of setting the table for a question or for whatever.
When you know it's coming.
I'd rather just get to the ask. Now I think niceties are just sort of generally a good idea. I think
Right.
generally just make contact with people before you go, "Hey man, I need something from you." So I'm generally in favor of some niceties, but I don't like the long
Right.
roll up.
I have
Well,
a quick question.
yeah,
Sorry.
go
so,
for it.
So Drew, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. I've been a fan of Steve's for a long time, and we've always heard Steve's dad, Ted Glover.
Oh yeah.
How
Oh,
did
yeah.
you meet Ted? Like, how do you know Ted?
Okay, before I answer that, my wife's back here doing jumping jacks. What do you want me to say? Oh, I forgot 2 podcasts to mention. I do a podcast called After Dark with Christina P. Dr. After Dark, and Adam and I do a podcast most days called the Adam and Dr. Drew Show. So check those out as well. Thank you, honey. And Ted, I believe my first
In person was
you're
when
gonna
I
love this, huh?
The first time you met Dad in person, I was checking into rehab.
No.
Oh, no?
The
Oh,
first
that's
time,
right.
I believe the first time was in a limousine on the way to right.
Yeah, the Jackass
Tell me
number
about
2
that.
premiere.
Yes,
It
yes,
was.
tell me
I'm
about that.
completely wrong. Okay, to go to the Jackass number 2 red carpet premiere, I had my sister, my dad, my at the time 4-year-old niece, and Ron Jeremy and Dr. Drew.
In the limo?
Yeah.
In the limo.
Yeah, the world's
Yes.
most famous doctor and the world's most famous porn star, my 4-year-old niece, and my dad and my sister. And I got out of the limo.
Why? How?
Because they're
Wait,
my
it gets
bros.
better.
I got
It gets
out.
better.
I got out of the limo, waltzed down to the red carpet, pulled my wiener out, and peed all over the red carpet with
In front of
everybody
everybody.
snapping all the photos, the full red carpet deal, wiener out, fully peeing. My dad
So
was
let's
furious.
just say, in that situation, Ted and I were drawn to one another. Let's just say
That was
we
when you
found
connected.
solace.
Uh-huh.
We found solace, and I think I remember talking to him at length at the pool at the.
After party, yeah.
At the Roosevelt, the Hollywood
Yeah.
Roosevelt, right?
Uh-huh.
And that same pool where like Whitney Houston was last seen loaded just before she died, right? It's that same area. Because I remember seeing that picture going, oh, I remember that. I was there with Steve and his dad. It's crazy. And I immediately, and your dad, of course, gave me a bunch of recommendations for reading.
Yep.
Right? He sent me some books. And so we communicated by email. And we had a little relationship going. And then I met him again with you.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, so you guys bonded at the Jackass 2 premiere. So it's through Steve
Yeah.
that you do know each other. It's not like separate from Steve you guys met. or
Correct.
something.
Oh no,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I could
Gotcha.
see
I never
that.
knew that.
I mean, Ted is definitely the kind of guy I would go toward. I mean, just such an interesting dude, and not the guy you. Steve and Ted, you don't. I get them now. They know them both, but you would not pick them both out of a lineup as father and son.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in, like, because when I was doing drugs and I never wanted anybody to see it, like, let alone, like, I would drink in front of my mom or my dad or something. But, like, when you're in the limo going to a party, it's jackassing. Are you just drinking beer? Are you sniffing coke in front of people? Or are you doing what?
I had been inhaling nitrous oxide that entire day to the exclusion of air.
In front of.
Now should we get your oxygen mask?
Yeah.
But people normally, for whatever reason, hide their shit from me, and so I was not aware of what was going on with him. I knew he was not. I knew he was not straight.
Did you ever do that
but
stuff in
I
front of your dad, Steve?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I would drink in front of my dad,
Sure.
but I wouldn't even smoke pot or anything.
So in the limo, you're just probably drinking and, like, just thinking about the next time you're going to do a fat whippet?
Pretty much,
Okay.
yeah.
He was very happy in that limo. He announced to all of us that this was a dream come true for him. And I was privileged to make his dream come true for him.
Do you have any
and
footage of that?
I don't know that I've got any footage or photos from inside that limo, but I am truly touched that our friendship, Drew, has lasted for so long. I mean, I've known Drew for damn near 20 years.
Wow.
And he's just always been such a good friend to me. There was a period when he said, I can't be friends and someone's doctor. You can't be my patient if you're my friend. But I think over the years now we've finally effectively broken that rule, because when I went to get the AIDS test and we got a few other things, my EKG, we tested my heart, and so we've actually we're friends, and
we've played with those boundaries a little bit. It was much more important when you were in your illness, because you can't deal with those kinds of things with dual relationships. You just cannot.
Right.
So
now it's I just really love you, Drew, and
thanks, Steve. You too. Which is why if you need it, you said you wanted me to be the first recurring customer here. I was deeply honored, and anything for you guys, whatever it is.
Well, and likewise all the time. Anytime you ever want me on a podcast or anything else, you just holler.
Your doggy is so cute there, man.
Yeah, isn't she the best? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, right on, Drew. I think that's going to do it for us. I'm super grateful. And Susan, thank you for letting me have Drew.
She's happy as long as I promoted all those different shows.
Yeah.
And things. She's very happy.
Yeah, maybe you want to do it one more time just to make her really happy.
And apologies to Susan.
No, she just said this. She just said I should do it all again.
Yeah, apologies to Susan for trying to steal you on Sunday when that was your date day.
I know. Well, it's our 29th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Wow. All right. So bring us out with plugs for all of your podcasts, Drew.
Okay. So if you go to drdrew.com or sign up at drdrew.tv, you'll see all the different podcasts there. The ones we're really interested in you taking a look at are the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast with Christina P. over at your mom's house. And it's sort of a new incarnation of Loveline. Did you do that one?
I did.
Yeah. Now I just do it with Christina P. regularly rather than having special guests. And then this stream that we do out of here most days, we like people to show up and be a part of that, be on the chat and interact. And I feel like I am contributing with that one. So I felt very not useful during a lot of this quarantine, and that helped me feel more useful. So thank you. Be a part of that, please.
All right. Hey, cheers, Drew. Thank you. You're the best.
Hey, congratulations on this. This clearly has evolved. Your pod thing.
Yeah,
and I love where it's at. I dig it.
I appreciate that so much, man. Yeah. Right on, Drew. All right, we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Drew.
All right.
Thank you, Drew.
Bye-bye, guys.
Fucking Dr. Drew, what a bro. Yeah, and here we are, as usual. It's time to thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the podcast, my street team. And I know that I want to say about 313 of you received the special link. I went crazy trying to figure out, on the app. I don't know. I got up to 313 of you. I fucking hope you guys loved that shit. And you really did help me in figuring out there was a lot of testing going on in that. And I arrived at many conclusions. And so I want to thank you for helping get that shit fucking ready to rock and roll. And we'll see you next week. Holy shit. I'm going to just go ahead and announce this. I'm just going to tell you this. Next week is by far the dopest podcast that we have done yet. By far. Yeah. Well, I feel like we should start this week by welcoming a bunch of new listeners, thanks to the unbelievable amount of publicity that last week's Ronda Rousey podcast got. Fuck, man. They said Steve-O's Wild Ride podcast on TMZ, Yahoo News, ESPN. It was everywhere. So, once again, thank you, Rhonda, because last week's podcast was epic. And this one's no joke either. Plus, my co-host Scott Randolph, having some symptoms, feeling sick, he went to the doctor to get a coronavirus test, and the doctor said that it was negative. I think the doctor might have also said he's a pussy, but I'm not sure about that. Anyways, it's me and my co-host Scott Randolph in the van, and doing it for the Jackass fans this week with Wee Man. So let's get to it. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wee Man. Yeah. So,
Hell
dude,
yeah, dude. What's up?
I'm so excited. Thank you for doing this.
Hell yeah.
First off, and this is probably a dumb question because I think I know the answer, but what's the official spelling of Wee Man?
WEEMAN.
No hyphen?
No, it could go either which way. I've lately, like for years now, I've just been doing capital WEE, then capital MAN.
With the space or no space?
No space.
Wow, dude. So there is controversy surrounding how to spell your name.
When I was sending the link yesterday, I was trying to figure out. Like, I was looking at Steve's like text message threads. Like, how does he spell it? Okay, cool. Because if I send that, is he gonna be pissed?
But what's pretty cool is just recently Motorhead is doing T-shirts that you can custom order with your name on it, but they want to put the umlauts like how Motorhead has.
Uh-huh.
And Motorhead, it's the second O that has the umlauts. So in my name, it says WEE umlaut EMAN. So it's pretty rad.
All right.
That's a pretty cool way to run with it. Motorhead style.
If there was an over-under for how long it would take to start singing the praises of heavy metal, like, which is why I made your thumbnail the logo out of a grinded-up independent truck. You ride independent, right?
I ride Indies, yeah. Indies are the best. I mean, there's not much. Every other truck after that, just they want to be Indies.
And we want to keep the layman in the loop, the trucks on the skateboard. And were you ever sponsored by independent trucks?
I was never that. They don't have much of like they have a core team, but the rest of the people on independent are just flow, and they flowed me Indies still to this day. Yeah, so
flow meaning they give you don't have to
they
pay
send you
for
some
trucks.
shit.
yeah, you don't have to pay for trucks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are your true loves: skateboarding and heavy metal. It's safe to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, man. And how do they spell Wee Man on the beginning of Jackass? I feel like it's Wee hyphen man.
Yeah, they've done that. I think they've done multiple ways. It's weird. So
Yeah, dude, I'm so particular about how to spell Steve-O. It's like, I don't care what anybody calls me. People ask me all the time, is it Steve or Steve-O or Steven? I'm like, I'm not particular at all. I don't care what you call me. But if you spell Steve-O with a capital S and a lowercase o, it drives me nuts. It drives me. You can do a lowercase s and a lowercase o as long as it's all even. But you can't fucking capitalize one and not the other. And I gotta have the hyphen, dude.
you gotta have it?
Yeah, I get Stevo. The first time I did a tattoo, I accidentally misspelled it Stevo because I was so loaded. All right, so now I'm gonna try to keep this moving with questions coming to get the listeners stoked. And I'm
ready.
I know that there's been like many times over throughout the history of Jackass, Wild Boys, you name it, whatever we've been doing, we've thrown out the piece of information that you speak fluent German. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing still people don't know that. Is that
I think so. Yeah, no, it still comes up. Like I've gone on trips. I was previously sponsored by Monster Energy, and they would send me all over the world. And I went to Germany one time, and the lady who was with me, like hosting me or whatever, was there. And she's like, I've been with you all these years, and we landed in Germany, and I just started talking German to the people there. And she's like, I never know you spoke German. I'm like, well, you never asked.
Right. And if I remember correctly, you're from Italy.
I was born in Italy.
Right.
So I'm an army brat. My dad was in the army. He was first stationed in Germany, where he met my mom, and then he got transferred and stationed in Italy. And that's when I was born. I was conceived in Germany, but born in Italy.
Got it. And was German your first language?
No, it was my second. I didn't even want to learn it when I was a kid, but I did learn it real young. When you're a kid and you're asking your mom, what's this? My mom would tell me in German, and I'd be like, no, not that funny language. What is it?
Okay, so let's feed him some lines to say in German.
Oh yeah, what was some of the shit they were saying over there? Like
say pull on my balls. How do you say pull on my balls?
I don't know balls like nutsack.
what about like isn't kitchen coochie?
No, kitchen is Küche. Küche. Kitchen is Küche or Küchen. Kitchen, like you cooking is Küche, and kitchen is Küchen.
Okay.
Say it like a sentence. Like, give us something.
Oh, heute mache ich ein. Here, okay. Heute mache ich ein Fleisch in die Küche.
All right, that sounded pretty good. But I want to hear like some naughty shit, and shit is Scheißen, right?
Shit is Scheiße.
And we've always made jokes about it's so crazy because we don't know you speak German like most people, but we can't say enough about German Scheißen movies. What's the story with German Scheißen movies?
Because the Germans are like the naughtiest. They're like the ones that'll do the like shit on my face and stuff like that. That's where it's come from. That's why Scheiße movie came from that.
So say shit on my face in German.
Scheiße auf meinen Kopf.
Can you say, just touch it really quick?
Yeah.
Just touch it really quick.
Just,
like, how do you say
just
when
touch it.
Just touch it?
Yeah.
Uno más, por favor.
Just kiss it for a second.
Okay.
Touch it first? Well, kiss it for a second. It's like, kiss it for ein Sekund.
Okay,
Kiss it
good.
is like, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so people know, people are generally not aware that you speak German, but boy, does it seem evident that everybody fucking knows that you are living out of a van.
Oh, yeah.
You know this is going to be good. But first, I've got to tell you about my balls and spill the beans on a very big secret. So, in this quarantine, nobody's going to see their barber. Everybody's growing out big-ass afros, myself included. But there is no reason why anybody should have a pubic afro, let alone shaggy balls. So I'm very grateful that this show this week is sponsored by Manscaped, who has us covered to make sure that our balls are nice and groomed without getting cut. Now, what's the big secret? The secret is that when the quarantine's over and people can congregate again, I'm going to be having a massive meetup where I want every dude that can get to Los Angeles to bring their Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 grooming tool to this meetup, and we are going to harvest the biggest pile of everybody's pubic hair that we possibly can, butt hair included. So, that's the secret. You don't need to know what it's for or when it's happening, but what you need to do right now is go to manscaped.com, use the promo code STEVO to get your grooming tool, as well as all kinds of other products that Manscaped makes to keep dudes on top of their game. And again, use the promo code STEVO at manscaped.com for 20% off your order and free shipping. And make sure you hang on to that grooming tool for the mass roundup and harvest of pubic hair. Again, go to manscaped.com, use the promo code STEVO for 20% off your order and free shipping. Now, back to Wee Man. Check this out, dude. Like, I think you told me ahead of time that you were going to do a YouTube video with a guy who's got like an RV channel or like a camper van YouTube channel. And that channel, I don't know what it is now. It had 15,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And then you do this video where you gave a tour of the van that you were living in, legitimately living in it. And it's like, it's almost 5 million views.
Yes.
And I've had people come up to me and be like, dude, Wee Man's living in a van. And then, especially because I had a van. So it's just like, how long were you living in the van?
I lived in it for 1 year. I actually got two during the time period that I lived in it. So the first one, when I went to go get one, when I realized I wanted to live in a van, they're like, well, it was back in September of 2018. And they're like, well, we can't build you one and have it done until July of next year. And I'm like, dude, I just sold my house and I'm kind of stuck. And I was living in a hotel for like 2 months. And so they're like, well, look on our website and see if someone's selling one used. And this was a Thursday afternoon. And I look on their website. I'm like, oh, that one's pretty rad. Let me call the dude. So I called the dude. And I go, hey, have you had any bites on your van? He's going, well, I got one guy, but he hasn't come back. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be there Monday. He's in Arkansas. I go, I'm going to fly in Monday. I'm going to take you to lunch. And I want to see your van in person. He goes, all right, sounds good. And I'm like, well, don't sell it because I'm interested. And he goes, okay, sounds good. And he had no clue who I was.
That's how to get a shitty deal 101.
Yeah.
What?
That's how to get a shitty deal 101.
What do you mean?
Don't sell it. I'm interested. Like not like.
Oh,
you
yeah.
You want to have like a poker face. And
He
be
added
like,
on
"Oh,
$5,000 to the price just off that comment.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So,
But then he had like a bro boner once I got there and he realized who I was.
right. And then he tacked on another 10.
The boner tax, dude.
So, I think you said something really interesting that, you said that I sold my house and now I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like it sounded to me like you were like, dude, I sold my house. I'm moving to Canada. I'm going to live on a farm.
That's
And
what
then-
was first going to happen.
And then the plan fell through after
Yes.
you sold the house.
Yes, exactly what happened.
And so you're like, okay, so I'm not moving to Canada anymore. I changed my mind, and I already sold my house. So
Yep.
now, is that why you decided that you wanted to live in a van?
Yeah, because in 2018, the real estate market was kind of high, and I knew I didn't want to buy in LA again, and I wanted to do something bigger. So I was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do?" So I just started researching vans, and I got stoked on the Mercedes Sprinter one. So I started checking them out, and I actually called my buddy who I knew wrapped them and did different things, and I'm like, "What do you know about these? I need more info." And when I texted him, he actually sent me a photo. He was driving his. He's like, "Come by in the morning. I'll tell you all about them."
Yeah.
So yeah, I did my whole research before I went and got one.
Now, when you were living in the van for that whole year, like where would you typically most often sleep? Like where would you park it?
Mainly like campsites that like RVs would camp at.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was kind of sketched. I did quite a few times. Like they would say Walmart parking lots.
Sure.
Full. Yeah, and then like I did Flying J gas stations because in the morning you could go in and take a full shower and all that, and get whatever you need. So I did those a few times, and then after a while, I kind of got tired of wondering where I was. I had a toilet in my van,
Uh-huh.
and I just hated taking a shit in it and then having to clean it out.
So funny.
I loved the luxury of having that, but I hated the cleaning part of it.
With this one, we've got a toilet right here. We piss in it, but we don't shit in it.
Yeah.
It's a compromise.
Yeah, no, I would do that all the time. Like I didn't care about that.
Yeah.
But every morning, you wake up every morning, you got to drop a deuce.
I know you do. You're the most regular guy I know. You drink your coffee and then that makes you shit every time, every morning.
That's not like you. You don't do that?
No.
I do that every morning.
Well, I don't know you as well as I know him.
Hey, did you ever have any crazy experiences like sleeping over at night? Some of these places in like the middle of America, like people knocking on your door,
No.
fucking. It was all pretty mellow.
He was pretty stealth.
Yeah, I was pretty stealth about it.
He had like a plain black.
Yeah, I wasn't like I didn't have the yeah dude logo on the side.
Magnets, fucking.
I didn't pull up. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have your
Drones
face on
following them
it.
in and fucking.
That's so great.
So I was pretty stealth. I was.
Now, did you get the app on your phone called iOverlander, which is like GPS, and it just marks spots where you can get away with sleeping in your car overnight?
No, never got that. Everybody kept telling me to get it, and then people kept. I heard all kinds of apps, and I was just like, most of the time I would just say fuck it and just go somewhere, and I'd kind of like figure out spots. But it was tough every morning trying to find a place. Like I'd be like, okay, I can go to a coffee shop, get a coffee, and take a shit there, and then I'd kind of go from there.
Right.
Then I'd like figure out my day.
I mean, dude, like as a guy who's had a van, first had the little camper van, then I got this, big motorhome, which of course, for the people listening, we're in it right now. This is what I got. Ah!
Ta-da! That was a pretty good reveal.
Here, put the art back up.
How do you even put it up?
And stop knocking it down, Dick. Okay, so in any case, I had the camper van, and then I got this big motorhome for like podcasting and stuff. Dude, it's a gnarly move to actually commit to living in the van.
Yeah.
Like, I would never, I don't think, want to do that.
You know what it did? It humbled me. I totally got humbled from it, knowing that I could still survive with a minimal amount of things and still get to do what I wanted to do. Like for the first while, I seriously was traveling and hitting different skate parks, and I was loving that part of it. The only part I didn't like was I thought I could handle, like, every day I'm waking up, film it, do this, da da da. It gets old trying to do that when you're like, no, I just want to show up and I just want to skate. So
Yeah.
that was where, but it is living in it is very humbling because you don't know what's right outside of you. And, you never know, one of the best experiences I had was I went to a campground in Sedona, Arizona, up in the hills. And so I came from like sunny Southern California, went up, and it was raining that night, and they said it was going to snow. And so I had a little fire. I was looking up at the mountains. I had a creek by me. And the next morning I woke up and I opened the side door and it's just snowing. And I'm like, this is the best life. I'm just sitting here having my cup of coffee.
Taking my shit.
Taking a shit in the creek.
Taking a shit somewhere.
Yeah. Dude, that's killer.
Do you miss it?
Well, he's got a van now, so he
I
can
still
go.
have it. And my lady and I go all the time. We'll leave on little van excursions just for fun. She loves it too.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I won't get rid of this van. I will always keep this van. Yeah. Just because I like getting away.
Right. Now, there we are under the subject of ladies, and congratulations for getting engaged.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm stoked.
We're both engaged. I've been engaged for over 2 years now.
I was at your engagement.
Yeah, you were.
And you got engaged.
You were there when I did. I love that, man.
So is it true that like she's the one when you got it? Like how'd you know she was the one?
So I've been like, I would meet different girls, different things and all that. And a lot of dudes, like older dudes or dudes they're like, you'll know when she's the one. I'm like, dude, I've met so many girls. I've never had like, she's the one. So her and I have dated before. We've met multiple times. This last time when we got together, the first night we hung out, I knew it. There was just this thing. And I'm like, we're supposed to be together. You're the one. I know it. And we have been ever since we got back together. And what's funny is I proposed to her 1 week before everybody got put on like stay home lockdown. I proposed to her March 1st. And then like March 12th, everybody was on lockdown. So we've been home every day.
That's like...
Dude, yeah. That's a big test.
It is, dude. That's right. With all this coronavirus thing, that's what I've heard. Like, I mean, of course, there's a lot of things about it, but couples' divorce rates spiking.
I heard divorce rates have spiked. Different, like, all kinds of things have happened.
It does test the relationship, and
yeah.
I'm enjoying the shit out of your barbecue videos every night.
Yeah.
What's crazy is right then too, I just went by my buddy's house. I said, let's go to this barbecue place. He goes, dude, this is the headquarters. So I went there and the dudes were pretty stoked. And I saw this barbecue I wanted. I'm like, well, I want this small one. I got a little small patio. They're like, all right, we'll order it for you. And once again, coronavirus had a kind of a thing on it where the shipment was a little late. But as soon as it went in, I jammed over there, got it. And I said, and as soon as I got it, I go, you know what? What else do I have to do? But I can cook on this thing every night. So I just started cooking and making different things and learning different techniques. And I was making fun videos just for like, dude, watch me. Flames were blazing and stuff. Just cooking on. And people are like, dude, we love it. It's so much. It's like the best. It's an enlightening thing during these times.
Yeah. So everybody who isn't really aware of this, you're cooking on Instagram every night on your story.
Night.
And everybody needs to follow you on Instagram. It's
Hell yeah.
I am Wee Man.
Yep.
On Instagram.
You'll know. Has a blue check mark.
That's right. It seems like there's been somewhat less skating that you've been posting on Instagram. Is it safe to say that because you're with your chick, that's making you skate a little less?
No, not at all. First off, was right before we started filming, I got injured really bad. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. I remember.
I pulled my calf super bad, and then I got back into it and I started skating with my buddies again. And 1 week before we started filming, I bashed my knee pretty hard, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I can't. I'm gonna just cruise right now while we're filming." But then with this, I was gonna just start cruising around and skate spot. There's all kinds of skate spots by my house, but it was raining and different things, so I just started doing other things in the meantime. So it wasn't my lady. It hasn't been anything but my own time and my own. I wanted to make sure I was in the healthiest point for us to film.
Good.
I didn't want to show up to set with a broken leg and go, "Yeah, Jeff, I'm here." You know,
Right.
He would have been bummed.
I get it. Now, I just think it's so killer that you've skated so consistently, so passionately for so long. And I got to say, too, that, you know, you're aging fantastically well.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, the Jackass guys, we've all kept our hair. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds that, like, you know, like nobody's gone bald?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, if we were one of these podcasts where they're bringing it up, I would say, like, bring up
For sure.
the percentage of men who go bald.
But I really like Knoxville's post the other day where he's showing his gray. I was like, dude, he looks better. He looks great.
Because it's how he should look right now. They say when you dye your hair or do everything, it's not where you're at with your body. Your body's color tones change with where you're at in life. So he is like he's the sexiest he'll be right now.
For sure.
I mean,
do you have a lot of grays?
I got like a couple that just go through here. I don't know, but that's this is all natural.
It's so funny when we used to say "au natural." That meant humping a chick with no rubber.
Yeah,
I did it.
Dipping.
Skinny dipping.
Yeah, I want to get into that, but I feel like I can ask those later because I'm curious because.
Well, yeah, I think we can get a little.
Don't try this at home.
Bunch of times I went on tour
for years.
For years.
Yeah. We've had a lot of history, man. It's really incredible, and I think that about Jackass, what's particularly cool and makes me grateful is that you look at all these rock bands that have been around forever, and they just hate each other. You know, like they hate each other, but they keep touring and stuff, and like legitimately. I think that the chemistry and the magic between us with Jackass is like the same as it ever was. And that's
it totally is. And I think it's
cool.
actually grown better throughout the years. The chemistry has matured and gotten even better.
Right. And it's crazy too because the movies for Jackass were so essentially few and far between. You know, like we did.
Yep.
There was 4 years off in between each of the first 3. And
then now it's 10.
Right. And you know, it's crazy how like everybody kind of went different ways. Some of the guys didn't do anything. And like what's so impressive about you is that you got like fully into like being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like how much did Jackass 3D with the Wee Man's Chronic Tacos logo that they included in the film, how much did that launch your restaurant enterprise?
It launched it huge. It was a big success. I hear about it still to this day because film's forever. So somebody watching it last night will see the Wee Man, Ryan Dunn's Jump, sponsored by Wee Man's Chronic Tacos.
And you didn't even have to do the jump. It's so great. And so you had already gotten into that deal, right? And
I was already in. I'd already been in 2 years deep once the movie hit.
And it was just one restaurant that had your name.
My name on it. Yep.
Was that Newport?
No, that was Redondo Beach.
And
we did it just for fun. And Knoxville would drive by it all the time when he used to go to Naomi's house. So when he first saw the sign go up, he sent me a picture and he goes, "What the hell's going on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just doing what I do, bud."
And was that the first Chronic Tacos?
No. There was 28 at that time.
Oh shit. Okay. So when you
here's what happened. So in 2008, the founder came to me and asked, "Hey, do you want to join Chronic Tacos? We're kind of either in the middle of going to sell the brand or maybe revamp it." And he goes, and I've seen you. You do some cool things. I think you could be a cool face for it. And I said, well, let's meet and, discuss. So we met, and then we had a great time. We hit it off. He's such a rad dude. His name's Randy. And he goes, dude, the one you open, let's call it Wee Man's Chronic Tacos. I'm like, all right. I wasn't even involved in making that decision. I just wanted to be part of the brand. And we did that, and then it spiraled from there.
Right. What I wasn't clear on was why you had your name on one restaurant, but you actually have like some kind of involvement in owning all of them, right? You've got like a share of it?
Yep. I'm 10% of the whole thing.
Oh, shit. He gave us a number.
That's pretty good.
Dude, and now there's 50 restaurants.
No, there's 62.
Oh, shit. They added like 12 in the last few months.
Are you guys killing it right now? Or are you guys taking a huge hit with the Rona? Are you guys worried about it?
We're taking a huge hit with the Rona. I can admit that we're taking a hit with this, but we're doing like everybody else is, curbside pickup and deliveries.
Right.
So,
you know how you guys would do a lot better? It would be doing some hot sauce for your butthole inside of each store. I mean, if you can make some decisions, let's fucking talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, how many different styles of your own hot sauce do you have?
We have 2 or 3 different styles.
I mean, you could add hot sauce for your butthole.
Yes, 10%.
And it's so funny too that I think it was Preston. He like when your restaurant business really took off. He said, "Yeah, we got a new name for Wee Man. He's Rich Little." Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. Congrats on that too, man.
Thank you.
To just set yourself up. I feel like it's shocking. Nobody would ever believe like that. Actually, like the Jackass guys have like reasonably high IQs. For the most part.
Yeah. For the most part.
But yeah, you've always made pretty good decisions. I think like with money, with business. And you've always been
the housing market.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Oh my god, dude, with the house, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
you should be your financial advisor, dude.
I know, dude. I've been awful.
No, what's funny is I've actually been reading finance books lately too.
I believe it.
And I've got some pretty good advice and big changes that once this whole thing kind of goes through, there's going to be some big changes to happen, and I want to pass the word on to especially like my bros.
Good,
Yes.
man. Well, I trust you.
So.
Another thing is that you said you're an Army brat, and so you've got a lot of love for the military, because I always hear about how you travel all over to do these USO appearances.
Yeah.
How many times have you flown like overseas to do USO stuff?
I can't even count anymore. I know it's been over 10 or 15. We did it for 7 years straight. And then I've
always for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've gone around the world clockwise on 2 different trips in 1 week, in 8 days. We'd start in LA, fly to New York to then like Italy then to like Germany to like Afghanistan. Then we'd go clockwise in 8 days and just visit different troops out in different areas.
Are you flying like a military plane?
Yeah, we've flown a couple times on Air Force 2, the vice president's plane.
Jesus.
So we've flown on that twice. And then we'll fly on, then we've flown on C-17s, the big ones that carry tanks and stuff, and all kinds of different aircraft.
What's the vice president's plane like?
Oh, that thing is tits. Just think of a private jet, but 747 size.
Yeah. I mean, if it's Air Force 2, you would imagine it's probably the same fucking thing as Air Force 1, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So how many of these USO trips did you go into just full on war zones?
I've been in 3, I believe. I went to Afghanistan and Iraq during the Iraq-Afghanistan wars. We landed in Afghanistan, and they told us, if we tell you hit the deck. And we're like, all right. And we're just listening 30 minutes in, like, hit the deck.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit. Yeah, so we didn't even spend the night there. We only stayed for like 2 hours. And when we took back off, we had 2 F-18s flying with us, ready to shoot anybody down like if stuff happened.
Holy fuck.
So crazy.
We would go with a 4-star general who would take us on these trips.
Man.
So, and then the scariest thing ever that I've ever been in, we were in Afghanistan and we were going to fly to Qatar. And we were in the rain. It was morning rain. We were getting in the helicopter in the rain, and we took off. 4 military helicopters take off. We're 10 minutes into the flight, and we look out the window, and we see, shoo, shoo. And we're like, oh, fuck, we just got shot at. And the pilot gets on, yeah, we're going to have to turn around due to weather. We're turning around because we just got shot at.
Due to weather. Yeah, it's raining missiles.
Holy fuck. That's gnarly, dude.
Yeah, no, it was one of the scariest things I've been like to be actually shot at. You're like, okay, this is gnarly.
All right. So if we're talking about scary things, like I mean, I hate to ask a cliche, boring question, but I think if it's me asking you, it's kind of a dope question. Like, you know,
Okay.
a scary jackass moment, like some of the gnarlier.
I don't know because I've been asked that question a whole bunch of times, and I don't know what the scariest thing is
Right.
because we've been around with Wild Boys and stuff too. We've been around anaconda snakes on us. You and I have laid
Oh,
with
yeah.
tigers. I've jumped off bridges tied to Preston, you know. So there's this thing where it's.
Right.
I think I'm more of an adrenaline junkie than a fear junkie.
All right.
You guys are just desensitized to
Well,
it.
here's the thing, and I should say that I'm embarrassed for asking that question in the first place because I get the same shit so much all the time too, and I always kind of stick with the same answer that when it comes to scary situations, like, you know, you max out at a certain, you know, it's not one's not scarier than another because once you're scared to a certain point,
Yeah.
you can't get more scared, and like there's so many different examples of times where we maxed out that, you know, it's apples and oranges and fuck it. You know?
Yeah.
I think for me, like something that I would never do out of like anything that you guys have done would be when Manny grabbed the tail of the fucking lion, dude.
Right.
That's heavy metal.
Right. Even though it was a captive lion, you know, I don't mind.
It's like going to Tigerland.
I don't know
or
though. I can't. I don't think it's kind of hard to fight the danger of it's a captive lion,
Sure.
right? So, because you'll see,
Siegfried and Roy.
yeah, go into cages and go, well, you know, we're cool because they're captive and do die, you know, like
Right. On the Tiger King.
yeah, or the Tiger King.
Yeah, Joe Exotic shit.
Yeah, the Joe Exotic shit. Fucking bitch lost an arm.
The best part of it was when Joe then throws on a paramedic jacket and goes, all right, I got this.
Yeah, where did that come from, dude? Like,
Where
what
was that jacket? Like, where was it sitting that he's like, oh, get the paramedic jacket right now?
Right. And Siegfried and Roy. They did the Las Vegas thing with the tigers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's Siegfried or Roy, but one of them's a straight up fucking vegetable because the tiger just fucking chomped his head like a fucking Cheeto. And and dude, when we were filming with the same captive lions in California, doing this Nintendo commercial, and where I'm up in the tree. I'm gonna make a video of times
You have
we
to.
could have died.
For sure.
Like times we just straight up could have died, and that's like for sure one of them. But I was making fun of Siegfried and Roy in the tree, and then the lion just comes up.
He was licking you. He was licking you. Like he was like, oh, this is a good piece of meat. And after this third
Oh my
lick,
God.
that's when I'm going to bite.
were you there?
No, but I've seen the footage.
Yeah.
Dude.
I wasn't there, but I've seen the.
And he kept reading. Like I was like, bro, like what was going through your mind?
I mean, I stopped delivering my lines, and I started saying, "Good kitty, good kitty, good kitty." It's a fucking 300-pound African lion. Yeah, captivity doesn't do a whole lot.
No,
for,
no.
You know.
And then what other times have you guys almost died? If you could think about.
We didn't die, but one of the fun ones was when we were on the back of the elephant, me, Chris, and Steve-O, and the elephant just took off. Remember? And we're all just holding each other like, don't let go,
Yeah.
just stay on.
in Kenya.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it's a fun one.
That's it. There should be two versions of the video. Times I almost died while working, like for work, and then times we almost died, like like on our personal time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to think in like, I mean, in South Africa that was pretty crazy, but like, I mean, any other like Fiji, swimming with sharks wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't know why like bull sharks in different parts of the world aren't as crazy, but enough of all that. Now, on the before we started recording, I brought this up, like with the political correctness, this whole culture of being really sensitive and really careful, and like. It always felt weird to me, like in Jackass, and I'm pretty sure that it was included in like the final cuts of movies, episodes, right? If I'm not mistaken, where they're throwing around the word midget, and like,
Here's a funny one. It's the word has never bothered me because I've gone back to the day. Like I think people have always asked me, "Have you been bullied or whatever or anything when you were younger?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, if you ask Preston will tell you I'm the biggest bully. So words have never hurt me like that. I'll even say midget. But what the funny thing to me was in Jackass 3, when we did the big hand, for me to bring Bam towards me, he was walking in the office and he had his breakfast burrito and he was walking in and I was doing the foosball. I said to him in his voice to kind of get his attention, like we're just fucking around, like, "Hey, what's up, midget?" And he goes, "Oh, what's up?" So I said it to Bam.
And that was in the cut?
Nope. They blurred it. They beeped it.
Okay.
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, that's how I lured Bam into the hand. And they're like, no, Paramount said, no, can't use the midget word, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm the one saying it. You know what I mean?
Right. Realistically, I think that I could argue, and I really do believe that what's more offensive is the actual politically correct term, little person. Because I think that is inherently belittling. To say like
No,
little person. I've always said I don't give a fuck how tall Wee Man is. There's nothing little about. He's fucking epic. Like
Yeah. No, I get it on that. But here's another way that I took it too, and that I think the general population sees it. I did Kevin and Bean one time too, and like, "Hey, are you cool with midget or whatever?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what?" I'm like, "You're a midget, dude. Whatever, So they had two little people on, and they got very offended by that word. That Kevin and Bean just kept saying it to get under their skin. And it's like, well, if you let it get to you, it's gonna get to you. If you don't let it get to you, just go.
Dude, when I was doing cocaine with Mike Tyson locked up in a bathroom for like hours on end, he said one of the most insightful things ever. He said, the definition of the N-word is anybody who uses the N-word. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
For a coked up Mike Tyson, dude, that was pretty deep.
One of the best things I've loved about Tyson, and
I mean, everything,
of course. But one of the best thing is that he comes out real low and then went real high. So he came out with just a towel on, a one note as his music, didn't have the stool, and then he would just knock fools out.
Yeah.
And Jerry said he hates when comedians, they're just comedians, would come out and do like a fireworks show, flying tigers and stuff, and then the comedian comes out. He's like, no, you got to come in low and then go high.
Right. Yeah, I was always with my tour for stand-up. I didn't want to come out to like some like big epic entrance song because then I'm going to stand there and talk. I would want it to be like kind of goofy.
Christopher Cross.
Yeah. Christopher. Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite Jackass things where I forget what it was for, but they were going to hit you, I think, with a fish. And it's really hard to stand there and it was for the super slow-mo camera.
Yeah, we did it for the intro.
Right. Is that was your intro shot? Okay, for the opening scene. And and especially at like 1,500 frames per second, like you can catch any little movement. And you got to sit there and get hit with a fucking fish in the face, like a big heavy fish. Like it's really hard to know you're going to get hit and not like flinch at all. And so So they're trying to get the shot, and you know your instincts, like you know, you're like kind of anticipating it.
It
And
took
they're-
4 tries.
I know, but they
4 tries.
they said stop moving, man, just chill. And you're like, put on some music, and they put on like some like Iron Maiden or some Black Sabbath, and you're like, you know, it wasn't helping at all. And I was like, hold on, I got this. And I go running, and get my little Nissan Versa, and I pull it into the fucking hangar, and I open up the doors, and I play Christopher Cross, Sailing Takes Me Away to and all of a sudden you just relax and like didn't move at all. Whap!
I thank you for that because Jeff was getting pissed. He's like, "Hey man, just stand there." I'm like, "I'm trying, dude."
Right.
You see this like right here is where you get the glitch, and that's where you move.
Right. It's like when you were with us in Thailand filming Wild Boys, and someone said, I think it was probably you. You said, "Hey, you know where we are?" And I'm like, I don't know. And you go, Bangkok, and fucking and I punched him. And it was like the greatest nut shot, but somehow like they didn't get it right on camera.
I
And
know.
so then it was like, oh, we got to reshoot it. But now all of a sudden we know that we're gonna get hit in the nuts, and it doesn't fucking work that way, dude.
Yes,
just
it doesn't.
Did you
it's
guys
so
ever
hard.
get like fucking epic footage that you never got on camera, and it's just like, dude, if I only fucking had that on camera. Is there any like thing that you?
I think there's yeah. I have a lot of skate stuff like that where we never had the cameras around or rolled, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, my worst injury ever.
Oh yeah. Well, which
Yeah, I mean,
one
it
was
was
that?
like I fell away, broke my skull, falling off of throwing myself off a balcony at a kick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not on camera. That's a pisser. But whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Whatever. So dude, like, have you? Here's something where people ask me like, what stunt? You get this question so much. What stunt did you regret? And I have an answer, the same answer every time. Is like my honest regret is that I didn't do more.
That's probably mine too, because there wasn't really any that I didn't do. And then the one I've also answered is, do you remember when I think it was in Florida, I forget who it was, had the little baby alligator and it bit Knox on the nipple? They came to me first and I was like, I said no. And then Knox gets it and he has this full poster now of this alligator and I'm like, fuck, I could have been a poster.
Right. It would have been pretty killer if it was you. For sure.
Yeah.
That's the thing, dude. That's the regret. The regret is that, fuck, man, that there were, like, so many times where, like, I didn't step up, or I did, but I half-assed it, and if I just would have gone all out and dug a little deeper and got the fucking footage, I would have been more stoked. So, you know, and then I just get so stoked to not fucking give up because I'm like, that's why I keep going, man. That's why
Me too. So it's pushed me more now
Right.
because of those times that I've had regrets now. I think about them when I'm doing other things now.
Right. And without being too particular about like what we're up to, I think that I'll just say in general that I really believe, even though we're way fucking older, that this thing we're talking about where it's like, dude, no, this is like last call. It's last call to fucking be gnarlier than ever, and the bar is higher, and we've got to fucking push harder and go bigger and just be gnarlier.
I agree with you 100%.
I think that I know, like, sure, like a lot of people might think, who wants to see a bunch of fucking middle-aged fucking like,
No, dude.
you know, like, and it's
It's
like,
on.
I think it's on, dude. I actually, you know what? I know it's on. It done started. So this and who the fuck knows what's gonna happen with this coronavirus shit, dude? It's so heavy.
It is.
I mean, what are you hearing? Are you thinking we get back into the economy, what, in the summer or later or earlier?
I mean,
I'm hearing, I've heard certain things that's like end of May, then I'm hearing into June, July. And there's so many different things. The economy, you can't trust. And that's why I've been reading finance books lately. But if you watch the stock market every day, it's like, it's green one day or two, and then it's red straight down, and then it's green. It's seriously like this. And that's like, okay, that is just, that's the worst. Like, you can't follow that and think. It's not like, oh, it's slowly going up and does a little dip and then slowly. No, it is this all day long.
it's what you call a dead cat bounce. Right, where like some shit goes down and like the banks, like the fucking, the power people, they're like, let's inject a bunch of money in to give people confidence in the market. And they put it in and sure it comes up, but then the real fucking slam comes. I watched a documentary on the stock market crash of 1929 and it's like fucking looks like exactly what's going on now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so heavy. Like this morning, and I know, like I look like the analytics on the fucking podcast, and I noticed that when I was talking to Ronda Rousey, and I said something about I think that this could be like a not only like a Great Depression, but a greater depression. I think that was the point where like a lot of people were like, "Fuck that, I'm out."
Shut up!
Yeah,
you just saw the drop.
So yeah, I think the audience dropped the fuck off, and like I think we're deep enough in it now that like who cares? But dude, I was on a podcast. No, I was on a radio station this morning. I just like have buddies at this radio station in St. Louis, and they're like, "So, what's up? Like, you're gonna be on tour?" And I was like, "Dude, tour? Like society as we know it is like on the like is maybe never gonna be the same because as far as touring goes, there's two components. Like, it's the question of after this coronavirus deal, how soon are people going to be comfortable to be packed into a room in large numbers in small spaces? And like that's a variable. And even if hypothetically everybody's totally cool with it, like after all of this economic shutdown, like how soon can you expect people to have expendable income to go out for like an expensive night at the theater?
Yeah. That's
So
like an extra thing. First, they got to get back and make sure. Whoa, this is the first spam risk call I've gotten this whole coronavirus. No, this whole coronavirus. Did you ever notice?
What is that?
Spam risk calls went down. That was a spam risk call.
How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't received one in a long time, but that was the first one during.
They heard us talking about the fucking economy crashing, dude.
We're back at work.
Right.
No, I mean, dude, movie theaters are shutting down. I think AMC's going bankrupt. Like,
dude,
who's gonna want to go to the movies?
It's gonna be, dude. It's fucking heavy, dude. That whole plan that you had to move to Canada, you might want to fire it back up, dude.
No, but it's up there too. It's up there also. Like it's all over.
Sure. And Canada's particularly fucked because the price of oil is down to like $20 a barrel or something. It's like insane. Like, and Canada's whole economy is that. But I don't know that people are too interested. All right, what questions do you got?
I just had, I was just thinking about it, and I was, I knew that you came from Italy and Germany over to the South Bay, and then you started working as a subscription guy. Another spam call. Is that what that?
That was a real call. That's weird.
Okay. And just like, you started selling subscriptions over at Big Brother.
Yeah.
That's what you. And then did you guys know each other?
And just so people know, Big Brother is the skateboard magazine, which served as the genesis for Jackass.
So what happened was I was already like in Big Brother. I was already in the magazine. Rick Cossack already done a photo shoot. I've already did an interview with Sean Cliver and been in the magazine. But when I first moved out of my house and the first place I lived with Cossack.
Oh, okay.
Cossack was like, well, you got to get a job. You just can't just skate. And so then I went and worked at Big Brother. So
what does a subscription guy do? You go and get like people to subscribe?
No. I get all the stacks of magazines and I'm just shoving them in envelopes and putting the people's addresses that were subscribed to them and then mailing them off.
Dude, so like, now Big Brother magazine started as this like crazy escape thing, and then like the guy who started it sold it to Larry Flint. So Larry Flint being like the founder of Hustler magazine, like the world's most.
But that's when Jackass started too.
Well, sort of. The first issue of Big Brother magazine, which I was in, was the first issue which was published by Larry Flint, and that came out when I was in clown college in '97.
So that was the one I was on the cover of because they changed it and they sent, when it went to Larry Flint and Larry Flint got it, they sent off the Big Brother subscriptions to some dude who had porn mag.
Right. That's what I was going to say. It was Taboo magazine, which was like, Taboo magazine was like the most risque, like the most edgy, like the taboo means like not okay.
Dude,
You know?
my mom.
So everybody who subscribed to Big Brother got a copy of Taboo magazine, which is just like fucked up porn.
And the taboo
and
guy
got skateboard magazines.
Yes.
That's
so then
funny.
it made it to Jay Leno, and that issue was the one I had my pro spotlight in, and I was on the cover doing the Oompa Loompa skating that we filmed for to do Jackass.
Oh shit, dude! I was gonna say, was it? So, but were you the one stuffing taboos in the?
No,
For sure. Well, I was gonna say, like, my brother was working at Big Brother, and he'd bring home all the taboos and keep them in my room.
Yeah, his brother was Steve the intern,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the one who fought Chuck Liddell.
and so my mom walked into my room, and I was like 14 or 15, and there was just stacks of taboo, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
He's a sex addict.
Thanks, dude.
You gotta let it out sometimes. You
Yeah,
I know,
oh,
dude.
So am I.
What's the most times you've cummed in one day, wee man, for the audience?
7.
Nice. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't count, but I wouldn't be surprised if I got 7. I was on a
Yeah.
tear when I was 12. When I was 12, I figured it out, and I meant business.
I'm always interested in that because like highly successful people are like highly sex driven, so it's like I'm always curious about that.
And when I was like
I had a
cocaine
buddy
vendors.
who did 11 one time when we were kids, and then we looked it up, and we found out that like the more you do, like the higher the number, the crazier you are.
Oh.
So, yep.
Crazy is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Hey, so
It's just a term.
So what are we promoting? I think the people who are still listening at this point, deep in a podcast, are. And by the way, thank you to all of you people who are still listening. They're like the diehards, man. These are the people who are like, yo.
They don't want to miss a thing.
Whether like Steve-O's my guy, Wee Man's my guy. You know, like they're on our team. They support. And we love them. And what is it that we want to promote, like for you?
I don't have nothing to promote. I dropped all my skate sponsors. You know, I just, I promote things now that I love.
Go eat at Chronic Tacos.
Tacos.
Order
Yeah.
to go.
Order it to go. Yeah. Follow Wee Man on Instagram. Actually,
Follow me.
whether you're listening on audio or on YouTube and watching it, take a screenshot of your phone or take a photo of your computer and tag Wee Man in it and tell him how much you fucking loved the podcast and confirm that you're following Wee Man on Instagram.
And tell them to add some hot sauce for your butthole to Chronic Tacos.
Yeah. Right. And
Hell yeah.
and so like I know that you're big into the military, but what kind of like causes, charity kind of stuff like are you particularly passionate about?
I'm passionate about, like, for Chronic, we do No Kid Hungry. So it's all the kids. Yeah, we donate to that. So it's like food banks and different things
Dude.
for kids that, yeah, especially like in now times and stuff.
Right now, dude, the food people are literally like thousands of cars. Like, if they can't even make it a line, it's got to be a.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So fucking. I want to figure out a way to help get behind some food bank stuff.
That's the best one. Exactly. For the kids.
Yeah.
So, because
man.
it's not, it's not their fault that, the economy's like this and all that and stuff.
Sure. Right.
Yep. But
Well, I don't know how long we've been going, but
This is 59 minutes and 13 seconds.
that is like gold.
I think that's probably a good length, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say too, thank you for so much, dude. Like for being there for when I finished the skateboard, like
Yep.
the wall ride, for just being a bro. Like when we had some meetings,
Prior to this big
Yeah.
thing we've been doing. Yep. we
right,
did.
and dude, like your support, like really meant a lot. Like, when we met up, for being there when I engaged to when I proposed to my girl. Like, thank
Yeah.
you for that. Like it's really crazy, man. Like just about 20 years we've been bros, and
Yeah.
I like to think that we've been there for each other, and I'm really grateful for you, brother.
Thank you, bud. I'm really grateful for you too. And I think sometimes when we don't think outside of the work box, and we realize even we would do things outside of it, we kind of thought of it as work. I think we forget that how much we've been bros and been doing throughout these years.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
thanks for being my bro too, bud.
Yeah, dude. And we were also talking before we started this whole thing that you're interested in firing up like a podcast of your own, which I'm totally supportive of. And I can, everything that I'm learning from doing this, I can easily transfer over to you. And yeah, dude, I think it's fun, dude. I think it's a killer
And then
deal.
the things I'm learning too, I'm going to transfer over to you too,
Dude,
so
I
that
love it.
I know when we're getting a little older and stuff, you'll have this nest egg set up that you'll be like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I mean, we'll see what happens, man. Like,
We'll start with the hot sauce, and then we'll work our way into stock tips.
yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But dude, thank you so much for this. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody else did too. And I just love the fucking shit out of you, brother. So,
Thank you,
man,
brother. I
all
love
right,
it too.
dude. Take care of me, man. Woo!
Cheers, cheers. Woo!
Yep, another incredible podcast in the can. And like I said during the podcast, please screenshot that shit, tag Wee Man and myself on Instagram. And I love that we're doing that every week. Sorry, I'm working out. It's like you guys are the street team. Just promoting it to everybody to listen to the podcast, check it out on YouTube. Super grateful for that. And I mean, shit, I don't know what else to say. It's a lot of fun. I think we are going to actually go every other week, though, now. But every week something's going up. We'll see what it is, and I love you guys. Thanks. Yeah.